everyone, to our active participants, supportive attendees, and knowledge seekers. Ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant day to all of you. Though we are in different parts of the world, we have different time zones. This never stops us to learn together. Feed your skills, innovation, inspire, impact. Welcome to Institute of Global Professionals. I am your host for the evening, Lercia L. Pelaez from New Era University, Quezon City, Philippines. Be one of the change that embraces the new modalities of learning. We believe that power is gained by sharing knowledge while embracing the chances of this learning. Each time, you can also like and comment in our webinar. Don't forget to tag and share with your friends and community. We are also requesting to mention your 5 friends in this post. And I would like to read some of the comments from Melinda Reston. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for attending. From Anne Jocelyn Quintana Garcia, good evening, everyone. Good evening to all of you. And good day and good morning, since we have different time zones. We are hoping that all of you will be associated with IGP as a global member. Please continue being with us in all the webinars. Check in on the IGP page, recommend IGP, and mention your friends. Before we start our program, let us learn more about IGP. IGP is an institution of global professionals which serves student and community resource, provides holistic social work, and education to create a proficient generation. Our mission is to empower people and enhance effective training and consultation all over the world. We organize our webinar, training, offline and online courses by best and trained speakers to create a best learning platform for all of you. And we are proud to present that we have different platforms in our webinar series. We already have our YouTube channel and in this Facebook Live. So we are creating lots of platform that the goal will be the learning for everyone. We expect that all the webinars help you in your professional growth, and we wish that you will stay with us in this long journey. Let me remind you again to share, tag, and comment because your encouragement helps us to do better and provide quality service to all of you. And for the certificate, please click the link www.eduigp.com, Mental Health for Educators. Click Enroll Now. This is the same link that can be used for certification, but only after the live program. You need a code to claim your certificate, which we will share only on our live program. To catch your attention, please keep posted and be updated in all the free international webinars through our official Facebook page, group, and YouTube channel. ISO verified e-certificate will be provided to all the active participants. Sir A.K. Adhikari, good afternoon to and good evening from the Philippines from Ma'am Nympha Abawa. It is our privilege to welcome our speakers for today. So let us start our IGP's reminder, feed your skills. Once again, you can invite your friends to watch because this is very relevant. The topic that the IGP prepare right now is very timely, especially for all the educators. Our first speaker is a licensed professional counselor in Dallas, Texas, who is committed to engaging and encouraging clients to identify working solutions for better health, peace of mind, and desired outcomes. She has a genuine heart for people and takes a holistic approach to encompassing mind, body, and spirit where clients can invest in their future discover inner peace, and foster healthy relationships. She graduated from Southern University A&M College with a BA and MA in Mass Communications. She later earned her Master of Arts in Professional Counseling from Dallas Baptist University. She has over 7 years of clinical experience across a variety of settings, including structured outpatient programs, inpatient psychiatric, nonprofit, and private practice. She has taught journalism as well, speech and general psychology courses as part of her active career in the fields of behavioral health and journalism. She has been a clinician and program manager to oncology patients and caregivers. She has a broad range of clinical experience working with adolescents, individuals, couples, and groups across the lifespan in the following areas: depression, anxiety, addiction, anger issues, relationship difficulties, vocational challenges, grief, chronic illness, and past trauma. In her spare time, she enjoys time with her family and friends, watching black and white movies, traveling, and participating in various community outreach programs. Overall, she wears many hats and accepts God's plan to be his vessel as counselor for the masses. As a result, she maintains a passion for listening and helping people to navigate through different life's challenges. Ladies and gentlemen, let us give a virtual round of applause to our speaker for today. Let us all welcome Mom Nisha Livingston.
Thank you so much, ma'am Larsha, for the beautiful introduction. I really thank you so much for sharing with the audience tonight my background. So I really appreciate it.
Mom, that was a very impressive background. And when I'm reading that, I would like to smile a lot. And we
Well,
will be
thank you.
learning a lot from you.
Yes, that's the hope and the prayer for tonight. So I'm ready to get started, and I'm just so excited just to see everyone's commenting in the chat. And so I will encourage you to join me in chatting tonight. Your feedback is very important, and so it's valuable to me. So thank you so much again for the opportunity to speak to you guys throughout your webinar series.
Thank you, Mom. So, would you like to start now? So we can,
Yeah, let's get it started.
yes, let's get it started.
Okay.
Let us wait for the screen. And we are encouraging all the audience to participate when Mom Nisha is asking. You can answer through the comment section in our Facebook Live. Everyone is excited, Mom.
Yes, I'm excited too. I'm just
Welcome and
trying to
good
get
evening.
everything set up. There
Yes,
we
we will be
go.
waiting patiently.
Thank you so much for your patience. All right.
From Abby Manibog, hello, Mom Nisha Livingston, with smiley and two hearts.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So, can you guys see my screen?
Yes, Mom.
All
Um,
right. Go here.
we'll proceed with the presentation first. I think we can. It's just a mirroring. We have a multiple us.
Say it again.
Uh, it's not yet being fixed, Mom, because
Oh, okay. My apologies. Let's see.
while we're waiting, I would like to read some of the comments from Ida Ramirez Martinez. Good evening, Mom Nisha. Mom, what time is it in your place? Is it good evening or good day?
It is good morning in my
Oh,
place.
I would like
Yes,
to
yes.
correct this. So, good morning.
No problem.
Yes, ma'am. Here it is. We're excited.
All right. All right. So we're good to go.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
I'm ready
Awesome.
to take down notes also.
All right.
Thank you, ma'am. The floor is yours now. Once again, Mom Nisha Livingstone.
Thank you. Thank you so much again, ma'am Losha. I really appreciate again your assistance for tonight. So again, good evening to you all and welcome to COVID, Coping Through COVID. Again, my name is Nisha Livingston. I am a licensed professional counselor, a speaker, and a writer. And it's my pleasure to be with you all this evening. I want to start off by asking you, how do you cope when a crisis arises? I'm going to address a poem with you tonight by Donna Ashworth, and it's to the educator who is slowly fading away. To the educator who is slowly fading away. To the educator who has lost his or her spark. To the educator who get up and go has truly gone. This is for you. This is to remind you that you do not have to be everything to everyone every day. You did not sign up for that. Remember, when you used to laugh, sing, throw caution to the wind. Remember when you used to forgive yourself more quickly for not always being perfect. You can get that back again. You really can. And that does not have to mean letting people down or walking away. It just means being kinder to yourself, feeling brave enough to say no sometimes, being brave enough to stop sometimes and rest. It starts the moment you realize that you are not quite who you used to be. Some of this is good and some of that is not. There are parts of you that need to be brought back. And if anyone in your life is not okay with that, they are not your people. Your people would be glad to see that spark starting to light up again. So, if you have been slowly fading away, my friend, this is the time to start saying yes to things that bring you joy and no to things that do not. It's really pretty simple. If you're able to relate to the poem, I want to encourage you to drop in the chat, relate. I'm going to give you a couple of minutes to take your time. And if you're able to relate to the poem, drop relate. And I also want to clarify the poem by Donna Ashworth is titled To the Woman Who Was Fading Away. But I wanted to specialize the poem or tweak the poem to address the audience tonight, educators. You pour so much into the students that you teach. You have beautiful gifts, And I just want to encourage you to be able to identify, if you're able, if you found yourself fading away, losing your spark, you can get that back again. You have a wealth of information. You have been equipped to provide information to the students and encourage the students. So while you're taking your time to pour into others, allow tonight to be your opportunity to be poured into. So again, if you're able to relate to the poem, drop chat. I'm sorry, drop relate in the chat for me. And I'm going to see if I can see some of your responses. All right, they're coming in. Relate. All right, thank you. I love social media, so I get a chance just to be able to kind of interact with you all tonight. So thank you so much for dropping in, Trey. I see you, Stacy. I see you, Aaron. I see you, Mary. Thank you all again for participating and chatting. I too can relate. It was February 2020. I had just submitted my resignation to resign from my job. And I had huge plans, I mean, big plans on starting my private practice. I had the date in mind. I was ready. I was set to go. I had the office already secured, waiting for me to start March 16th, 2020. Yeah, here I am sitting in the office, exciting, just waiting for clients to come into the office. I was just excited about just a new chapter in my life. Man, little did I know that a pandemic was looming. We would be faced with a worldwide shut in, shelter in place. Yeah, it changed my world, it changed my perspective. To be honest, I was scared, I was afraid. I didn't know what to do because I had so many plans already set to see clients face to face. I had to quickly adjust myself and get into problem solving mode. I had to try to figure out how to put things in place, get a platform to be able to see clients face to face. Virtually, I wasn't equipped. So I thought. I wasn't ready. So I thought. So I had to adjust to the unexpected. So again, I ask you, how do you respond when a crisis comes? Life interrupted had taken on a new meaning for me. Since the outbreak of COVID-19, the shelter in place, social distancing, I'm a people's person. I never meet a stranger. So now you're telling me I have to hunker down in my home and not interact with people? That was a new normal for me. On top of that, if I decided to go out and interact, I had to wear a mask, gloves. A lot of changes happened rapidly. I recognize that sudden changes often causes emotions to be imbalanced. Also, they cause individuals resulting in fear, anxiety, and oftentimes feeling overwhelmed. I am Nisha Livingston, a licensed professional counselor, and I am passionate about cultivating safe environments as well as safe spaces for individuals to nurture emotional, personal, and professional growth. So, again, ladies and gentlemen, I want to encourage you to join me in an interactive conversation. Throughout the conversation tonight, I was going to ask you to scan a code. However, we're going to use technology and you'll be chatting, dropping your responses to questions that I will ask throughout the presentation tonight. So I'll just ask you to drop in the chat your responses to those questions. Also, tonight, expect some resources from me. I will later on drop those resources in the live chat so you can have access to use for future use. In addition to resources and your input to the questions, I also will provide some coping skills for you to be able to navigate when a crisis arises, whether that's when you're preparing for going back into the classroom, managing throughout the pandemic, or even if an additional challenge may arise in your life. But these resources and coping skills can be you can use those to rely on to navigate and be able to have a plan in place. So, ladies and gentlemen, again, I want to encourage you to allow me to present three keys. Three. Three keys to consider. First key, begin by being in tune with yourself and your feelings. Secondly, develop a self care plan. And we'll kind of unpack that a little bit tonight so you can have a working plan. That's my goal, for you to develop a working plan for you to take away. Lastly, I want you to be encouraged to know where to go for help. You do not have to suffer in silence, but there are people and places that you can go for help. And so we'll also unpack that tonight. I recently read an article from ScienceDirect.com, and it reported data from the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. It revealed that rates of symptoms of both depression as well as anxiety disorder have had tripled in the US as of June 2020. Now, this is compared to a previous year and is most likely related to the pandemic's effect on the population. Additionally, the article shared that published research from international studies similar suggested that anxiety, depression, sleep disturbance, along with stress, are common psychological responses to the COVID 19, which caused researchers to call for a greater inclusion of mental health resources to the public to be able to respond to the outbreak, the pandemic. So here's an opportunity again for you to drop in the chat for me to kind of see where you are. The question I'm posing to you tonight is, how in tune are you with your emotions? So possible responses in the chat could be, Nisha, I'm in tune with my emotions. Nisha, you know what? I'm somewhat in tune. Or it could be, Nisha, I'm not in tune at all. That's okay. There's no right or wrong answer. I just want to get some feedback from you. So I'm going to check the chat and just see how you guys are. This is my way of putting my finger on the pulse to see where you are and throughout the presentation tonight. So let me check and see where we are. Okay, I see a couple people saying in tune. Good evening. Good evening. Uh, Marlene, I hope I pronounced your name correctly. You said I'm in tune. McCord, you said somewhat. Zamarai, I believe that's correct. I hope I'm not murdering your name. You said you're in tune. Okay. All right. I see a couple of in tunes. Good evening. How you doing, Morel? Oh, watching from the Philippines. Thank you for joining us. Okay, Stacy says she's in tune. Okay, keep on coming. I'll keep on coming. Okay. Oh wow. I'm loving it. I see in tune, somewhat in tune, somewhat in tune. Okay. Thank you again, ladies and gentlemen. Your input is very helpful and beneficial. So I want to encourage you to keep giving those feedbacks. Okay. Thank you again for tuning in as well. So again, remember I said I was doing a check-in with you guys for you to be able to help me to understand where you are. So that's not only what I'm doing with you tonight, but I also do check-ins with my clients. And oftentimes when I'm working with clients, I will ask them, how are you feeling? What's going on? And the common response that I get from my clients is, Nisha, I'm feeling some type of way. So as I'm sitting there, I'm like, some type of way? Well, what way is that? So I challenge my clients to be able to identify what is the feeling, to be in tune with that feeling, because giving a voice to your feelings allows you to be able to know where you are and how to navigate and address whatever that feeling is to get to the root of the issue. But using a blanket statement, I feel some type of way, you leave the receiver of the message to fill in the blank for you. So you could be disappointed, frustrated, irritated. But if you say to me, I feel some type of way, I can say, oh, you're mad. Oh, so I'm filling in the blank for you. So it's important for you to be in tune with your feelings. And again, if you don't know, if you're somewhat in tune, or if you're in tune, that may fluctuate from time to time, depending on the season that you're in of your life. But just know that there are resources, there are people that you can be able to tap into and do some discovery work and find out where you are. According to a recent study, that article that I read from the Mental Health America, they essentially address that mental health is a component of emotional awareness. So, again, I stress, if you are unaware and you don't know how you're feeling, sometimes it's very hard to do anything about it. The article goes on to say that during a crisis, you are encouraged to take time to stop, think about what you're feeling, then discover, why am I feeling this way? By doing so, this will help you to be able to use the information to move forward, to know what your next steps are. Believe me, believe me, I truly understand and I get it. During a crisis, your feelings may feel like you're on a roller coaster, up and down, round and around. Other times, you may feel like there's a flood of emotions. They're coming and going. Then the times that, you just simply are unaware, unsure of your feelings. Again, I stress the importance of being able to identify what that feeling is. And from there, you'll be able to give a voice to your feelings. You're acknowledging, okay, this situation has been very disappointing to me. I had big dreams, I've had goals, and they had to be put on hold. And naturally, that is disruptive and cause you to feel unsure or not feeling your best. And that's okay. Like I said, there are cycles that we all go through, but obtaining the tools to help you to navigate when crises occur or when challenges occur in your life, that helps you to be able to be a good steward of how to navigate those feelings. As I shared earlier, later on, I will provide a link to you because there's a great resource that I share with my clients to help them to identify what the feelings are. And I get it. Sometimes, you don't know what the feelings are, but having a tool like a resource that lists different feelings and emotions to choose from could be a start. It can help you to be able to start getting in tune, feeling um, capable of identifying what that feeling is as opposed to saying, I feel some type of way. So I challenge you tonight, and there will be many of challenges that will come your way. But right now, I want to challenge you. When you get that resource, if you struggle with identifying how you're feeling, use that as a resource to be familiarized, to give yourself permission to identify how you're feeling. And you can express yourself when knowing so. So again, that was the resource that I was speaking of. Later on, I will drop one of those resources in the chat for you, okay? All right, ladies and gentlemen, here is another opportunity. I love all the feedback, and what I love most is I'm finding out where you're tuning in from. So my question to you is, what is your self-care plan? If you're able, I want to encourage you to just identify one thing. I'm sure you have many, but if you can just identify one, what is one thing that you do for self care? So I'm going to check in and see where we're coming in from and what are you doing for self care? Okay. Okay. Of course, it would be that I cannot. There we go. There we go. All right. So I have one, Rolanda. She says, or he says, I'm sorry, Rolando. You pray. Nix, you say staying healthy. Johnson, um, scrolling up, I kind of missed what you were saying there. Evelyn, you said you relax. Jennifer, you take time to reflect. Reflecting is good, relaxing is good. Biking, I see you, Marlene. You said, let's see, they're coming in so fast. Okay. Unwind, I see you, Ivy. Okay. Type tree, you said, I meditate. Again, I see someone that praying, unwinding. Oh, take time to, what is that? Exercise. Okay. Another, keeping healthy and unwind. So I see that by you responding in the chat that a lot of you are no strangers to the word self-care, which is beautiful. It's very important to be able to know how to put your oxygen mask on, to be able to be what you need to be for yourself first and foremost, and then be able to serve your students, to be able to be available for your teams at the schools that you serve and universities that you serve at. But being able to be in tune and taking care of yourself is key. So I'm really glad. Okay, listening to music. I see. Pray again. Okay. Cecile, pray or meditate. Okay. Rochelle, you do a simple yoga. Okay. I'm going to take a couple more because I'm just loving all of these responses coming in. I see acceptance, meditate. All right. Improving myself more. Okay. I sleep. Oh my goodness. Sleep is very key. Safety first. Yes, I agree with you, Trey. Plant. Okay. Believe it or not, I don't know if you guys see my plant in the background, but that was one of the um, newfound skills that I took on during COVID. I always just say I do not have a green thumb, but I can now say I do have a green thumb, and it's really simple. I found myself talking to my plants and just being able to make sure I gave them the proper nutrients, water, sunlight, and I just simply talked to them as well. So that was uh, just a side note of how I was coping during COVID and still coping as well. All right. Pray and be with family. I see you, Camilla. Mindfulness. Yes, that's very being present and being aware. Yes. Open up with my family. I love that, Angeline. All right. Thank you so much. Keep them coming. I just love the feedback. Because just have my me time. Oh my gosh, I say that all the time. Me time, just carving out, falling off the grid. I do that often. I try to at least. Okay. Thank you again for your feedback. Oh, I see another one. So hard to break away. Bonding with family in prayer, um, and also playing board games and cooking. Cooking is one of my favorites as well. I make homemade biscuits. This is a side note. Let's see what else. Think positive. Yes. Being in tune with your thought patterns, being able to capture those thoughts. Sometimes in a crisis, you can get those full of negative thoughts, but being able to redirect those thoughts into positive thoughts, very key. Thank you for sharing that. I think that's Andreas. Positivity, Marissa. You said pray, keep, and you're self aware. Yes. All right, Leah, I'm going to take the last one. You said you take a break from the internet, bonding with family, and watching movies. Love it. Love it. So thank you again um, for your feedback. Has been very helpful and helping me to kind of stay in tune and seeing where you are. So I really appreciate it. Keep the chats and response coming for me. So I want to share with you, burnout is real. And I realized that when I took that mindset of getting into fix it mode, I'm a problem solver naturally, and so I was burning the candle on both ends of the candle during a pandemic. And I was overcome with the thoughts of I'm having to know everything all at once. It has to be perfect. It has to be right. I had to launch my website. I had to figure out how to get adjusted in connecting with people virtually. Like I said earlier, I don't meet a stranger. And so I that was one of my go-tos was getting out, connecting with people face to face. So I had to adjust quickly and try to figure out how can I connect with my clients? How can I be able to allow them to know that I'm keenly listening to them? I am very interested in what they have to say through a screen, virtually. I'm hoping that they can pick up my cues, hoping my facial reactions are not misleading, and vice versa. So I was trying to live under this false perception that I had to get everything right. Then I realized, Nisha, you can't give from an empty cup. There's only so much that you can give. And I did not realize that I was neglecting myself and not taking time to pour into myself and do the things that I like. Self care is, sitting out on the patio, relaxing, reading. I didn't take time. I neglected myself. And so I experienced burnout. I want to encourage you to be intentional and identify a self care plan. Like I said, at that time, self care had been thrown out the window. I was just like focused on trying to make sure that I was building up my business to be successful. I had just left a job and was accustomed getting paid on a monthly basis, and going to me having to be the person to generate resources. And I realized that now having a plan in place to be able to be intentional in taking care of myself so I can be what I need to be for others is key and very important. Educators, I want to encourage you to make sure that you are being diligent and being intentional to be able to carve out time for yourself and to be able to identify, if your mood is changing or if you're irritable, if you're tired, not getting enough sleep, to be able to put your finger on your pulse and create a self care plan. I get it. Sometimes you're overwhelmed with trying to uh, grade papers and preparing students for tests, and also trying to um, do your things during the scheduled lesson plans. While all the time managing, some of you are not only teachers, but you have a family. You may have children. You may have a spouse that you have to tend to. And so you have so many people and things pulling at you. But I want to encourage you, I challenge you to be able to incorporate a work life balance, to be able to say, I can do this, but I'm unable to do that. And by doing so, those are setting healthy boundaries in order for you to navigate and be who and what God created you to be. So it's important to be in tune with yourself. Self care, self love. Give yourself permission to be intentional and create a self care plan. So you said, well, Nisha, that sounds good. That sounds great. But what does that look like? Educators, I am so glad you asked. That's why we're here tonight. That's why we're here on a Friday night. Because guess what? You have said to me, Nisha, I'm being intentional to put my mask on, to be able to be poured into, to replenish, to awaken those dreams, those goals, those desires that I had set prior to COVID. But I want to share with you, you can still live out your dreams, reach your goals, but you also are able to create a self-care plan. So if you don't have any paper or pen or something to jot notes, I encourage you to do so. These are just some suggestions that I want to give to you as a possible approach to creating your own personal self care plan. There's no right or wrong way for creating your self care plan. Most important, I want to encourage you to be flexible and not rigid. By being flexible, you're giving yourself permission to be creative, to explore, to be in tune with you, to know what your likes are, what your dislikes are. That's all about the self care. It's a holistic approach, being in tune with mind, body, and soul, and spirit. So I want to encourage you, it's giving you time to get your paper and to get your pen or whatever notes. But I want to encourage you to be flexible, not rigid. There are seasons in your life. At sometimes one self-care plan may be very spot on and it will help you during that season. There are going to be other seasons where you say, oh man, I used to go out for a walk, but this season walking is not working for me. Laughing is not working for me. Okay. So first I want to encourage you to take the time to inhale and exhale. Breathe. Believe it or not, throughout this time I've been talking to you, I hadn't been breathing. I just been trying to make sure that things are flowing. But taking that moment, being conscious, being intentional, being deliberate to stop and breathe, relax. By doing so, this helps with eliminating stressors. Breathing deep will also allow you to be able to recalibrate, realign, reset. So if you can with me, inhale and slowly blow out the air. You notice your shoulders are going down. Take the time to breathe, relax. Of course, get out, get some fresh air, get some sun. That's natural vitamin D. Getting out gives you an opportunity to have a fresh perspective. If you're unable to get out, open up your windows. Let that natural light flow in. It can be awesome in rejuvenating and lifting spirits. I am a key component of laughing. I mean, it's contagious, it's universal. A smile, laughing, it's contagious. Laugh. So I want to encourage you to be able to find something that makes you laugh, whether it's a video or one of your favorite sitcoms or a movie or just interacting with friends. And then some of you are just naturally have the ability to make others laugh. Like I said, it's contagious. Laughter, remember, is food for the soul. So during COVID, educators, I want to encourage you to embrace joy, embrace laughing. I found myself doing this often, limiting my access to bad news. During 2020 and even leading up to 2020, it was just a flood of bad news after bad news after bad news, where it was to the point I couldn't take anymore. So I encourage you, if you need to be able to fast from social media or fast from TV, if you're inundated and flooded with information over stimuli, take a moment. Allow yourself to be able to just disengage if it's too much bad news coming in from you. But I will share with you, by doing so, it can cause you to I apologize if you don't um, take the time to kind of limit the access. It can drain your mood. It can drain your attitude. It can drain your energy. So be important, be intentional, be deliberate in limiting the amount of bad news that you receive. Next, keep moving. Keep moving. Walking. I saw a couple of you dropped in the chat that some of the things you do is biking. You also do yoga. But I want to also encourage you, if you're able, run, swim. Stay active, keep moving. What I do know, since we have been working from home and social distancing, we sit a lot. So that sedentary uh, position is not healthy for you. You need that ability to allow your body to flow and to stretch and move. That felt good just as I was stretching talking to you. But keep moving. Also, I noticed throughout COVID, there were dance challenges that were placed on TikTok. So be creative. You say, Nisha, I've already did my running, my exercising. I want something new. So maybe create a new dance and put it out there on TikTok, Facebook, social media. You can even find different ways on how to move. There's also um, Tai Chi, yoga, so tap into what allows you to be able to move at your own pace and your ability. Hydrate. Hydrate is very important. I have my water here and I try to keep it, close by because naturally you can forget to take just that simple take of getting some water and hydrating yourself. Not only hydrating yourself, being aware of what you take in your body, being aware of healthy intakes. By doing so, this allows your body to receive the natural and good nutrients that you need to provide you energy throughout the day. You're educators. You have so many moving parts. You're having to prepare for tests and prepare for the students, your presentations. And so you need that energy to be able to get you throughout the day. Some of you start early in the morning and you don't even see the sunrise. And then you're going home and the sun, is set. But I want to encourage you to be deliberate, be intentional. Even if you have to schedule on your phone, on your calendar, get some sun, get up and move. Limit my access to bad news or to social media. Whatever it takes for you to have that gentle reminder that this is a part of my self care plan because I am being intentional and deliberate in pouring back into myself. Meditate. I did see some of you kind of drop in the chat that you meditate. This beauty of just being still, being aware of your thoughts and your feelings. That's another way to be connected. If some of you say, you know what, I have a challenge in identifying, how I feel. Meditating allows you to be able to sit still and identify, where is this thought coming from? This situation occurred, I feel this way. Can are there any truths to support this feeling? So this is some things that you can be doing during meditating. Then others, you may use prayer, scriptures, soft music to be able to get you to be in a quiet space and to be in tune with yourself. Also, the use of affirmations. There's power in the use of positive words. Words can do one or two things. They can lift your spirits or they can tear you down. So, by being intentional of finding affirmations, words to speak life into you, words that will speak life into your situation, words that can speak life covering your family, positive words, affirming that I have the skills, I have the ability, and I have a source to be able to help me to be what God has created me to be. If you have to, place those affirmations on your phone or place it on your mirror so when you wake up in the morning, you're greeted with an affirming message to assure you that you have what you need to be who you need to be for self, first and foremost, and then to others who you serve. Affirm yourself. So, again, we looked at taking a time to rest, breathe, also being aware of getting out and getting some sun, fresh air, having fun, limiting your intake of bad news, keep moving, exercising, hydrate, meditate. These are just some suggestive ways that you can incorporate a self care plan. Again, there's not a one fit all plan. Be flexible. There are some things that you may add that I did not mention, and that's okay. But I want to encourage you to be creative. So earlier on, I did share with you that there are also places for you to go get help. You do not have to suffer alone. You do not have to go on this journey alone. Develop and identify your support system. Your support system can be a makeup of friends, family, a doctor, a mental health professional, a priest, you know, anyone that you feel safe, that you can confide in, to know that you don't have to put on any airs. You can be who you are in the good, the bad, and the ugly with this person. But identify who that person is or persons are in your life to be able to support you in the various areas that you're needing assistance in. Also, I want to encourage you again, I can't stress enough that you do not have to go on this journey alone. I want to encourage you that you can take it one day at a time, hour by hour. You set the pace. There is no race that you have to run and try to, you know, finish fast. It's a journey. Take your time. Be flexible with yourself. Allow yourself the permission to be able to identify what it is that you're needing help with and then utilize your support system to navigate through that. Lastly, educators, I want to share with you that there is light at the end of the tunnel. So, remember when I was sharing with you that I was so focused when the pandemic hit and I was um, neglected myself. And for lack of better words, I didn't take the time to pour into me. I was so diligent and so focused on pouring to others and meeting the needs of others that I neglected myself. Oh, but I had a beautiful friend, Crystal. I don't know if she's joining us, but she's one of many. I have a host of friends, but Crystal in particular, I was just sharing with her, and she kept giving me observations and feedback. She said, "So, you're not working today, are you?" And I was like, "Yes." And she said, "So, you're taking a break tomorrow?" I was like, "No." And so she was like, "Hmm." She would just sit there and be quiet, and um, she'll check in again. "Nisha, are you taking a break? Have you eaten lunch yet? Have you taken time to do just the essentials?" Uh, Disclaimer: sometimes when I get into the flow of things, I forget to drink water. I forget to eat. Um, because I'm so focused. I was like, I don't want to break this energy, this synergy that I'm connected to what I'm doing, and I forget. If some of you educators, if you can relate to that, please drop relate in the chat for me. But I want to caution you. I want to challenge you again to be intentional in taking a break. So as I was sharing with Crystal, and she would do her check-ins with me, have you done anything? And she would drop by and surprise me and bring me lunch. I was like, okay, friend, I see you. You're really concerned about me. And she said, Nisha, I've seen it so many times. You have to pace yourself, be gentle with yourself. So, all the things that I share with clients, I wasn't doing for myself. I know to do those things, but in the mindset that I was in, I forgot. So having friends, families, to be able to be that support system to give you gentle reminders, allow them to hold you accountable so you can be able to stop, take a moment, and assess. So I was sharing with you, Crystal was taking that time to be able to check in on me. She called me one day and she said, Nisha, what are you doing for Memorial Day weekend? I was like, she said, nothing. Clear your calendar. We're taking a girls trip. And I was like, okay, all right. So we got a chance to be able to get away in Austin. It's one of the pictures that you're seeing here. And Austin is a beautiful hill country. And the simple fact of just getting in the car and driving out of the city and getting to the hill country was so relaxing to me. I felt the weight of my shoulders melting off of me. And if you see over where the view, where the trees were, it's just a beautiful mountain. And then the other side was another view of just beautiful greenery. I found myself often sitting out there. And as I was sitting out there, I came to realize, Isha, you can't go back and operate the way you've been operating. And so it was that time that I decided to be intentional, to carve out quarterly times for me just to fall off the grid and be poured into, to be able to relax, to breathe, to take in some sunshine, to meditate, to walk, just to enjoy nature. Again, I share with you that I wanted to offer you some coping skills. So these are additional resources that you can add to your toolkit. I know some of you've already identified, Nisha, I do yoga, I meditate. But here are some apps if you're able to take a picture with your phones or do a screenshot. These are various links that will give you access to some apps to be able to tap into your serenity, tap into cultivating your self-care plan. Also, additionally, you can see where can you go for help. There are a multitude of therapists and directories. I only limited myself to five because I was trying to be even, five and five. But there's a multitude that you can go and to identify, if that's where you are, to work with a therapist, to be able to help you to unpack some of those feelings, to help you to be in tune with what you're feeling and how to give a voice to those feelings. So I'm gonna leave that up for a minute to give you a moment to take a picture so you can have that as one of your resources for your toolkit. As you take your pictures, I want to guide us into a guided meditation. So if you can, get in a comfortable position. All right. I can't see you, but I'm feeling your energy that you're inhaling and exhaling. You're moving your necks around, moving, rotating those shoulders. As you get relaxed, if you're able, I like to encourage you to join me in a guided meditation. And the meditation I'll be using is a 5 finger relaxation technique. I found this great resource on the website of University of Nebraska. This technique is great for lessening anxiety, relaxing, and building confidence. It only takes a few minutes to learn, and it's actually very, very powerful. I've tried it multiple times, it's very powerful. So let's begin. As you settle in your relaxed positions, if you're able to, close your eyes. As you close your eyes, begin to breathe slowly and deeply. Inhale. And as you exhale, take your thumb to your index finger and recall a time when your body felt a healthy fatigue. Similar to like how you felt when you were sinking into a chair after a long day of hiking, playing tennis, running, walking, swimming, whatever the exhilarating activity that you partook of. Now allow yourself again to breathe deeply. This time, try to feel the heaviness of your muscles relaxing. Next, touch your thumb to your middle finger and think of a time when you had a loving experience. Remember when you felt a strong sense of closeness, a connection with another, similar to like a warm embrace or an intimate conversation. Now, touch your thumb to your ring finger. Recall a time when you received the nicest compliment you've ever received. As you reflect, listen, take it in, try to really accept it this time. By accepting it, it is showing you have a high regard for the person who said it. And you are really paying him or her a compliment in return. Finally, touch your thumb to your little finger. As you do so, allow yourself to be able to remind yourself that you are at a place that's beautiful. As you identify this beautiful place, allow yourself to kind of soak in the environment, being aware of the environment, such as the colors. Is there light? Do you feel a gentle breeze? What sounds do you hear? Are there any textures that you notice or smells that you are smelling? Allow yourself to stay in this place and dwell there for a while. I'm going to give a moment of silence for you just to be able to reflect. Now, gently bring yourself back to the presentation. As you gently bring yourself back, remind yourself that you can awaken this experience anytime throughout the day, throughout the night. When a problem arises, a crisis, or if you're frustrated or irritated, you can awaken this experience by touching each finger and saying, beautiful place, nicest compliment, loving experience, and healthy fatigue. Thank you again for extending the opportunity for me to join you in your webinar series. It's been a pleasure. I've really enjoyed the feedback and your participation tonight. I'm just so excited to have this opportunity. Like I said, I will drop in the chat those resources so you can add those to your toolkits. Most importantly, educators, I want to encourage you to be able to awaken those dreams, those desires, and know that you are equipped to be what you need to be in the classroom and outside of the classroom. Choose to invest in yourself. In fact, I challenge you to take time to put yourself first. Thank you again for your participation and the invitation to join you. My website is tranquilitycounselingtx.com. You can also follow me at Facebook or IG using Tranquility Counseling TX. Thank you.
Once again, thank you so much, Mom Nija Livingston. You are a living idiom of inspiration to all of us. We appreciate your lecture and we felt as if you were speaking directly to us. When you were stating scenarios and situations, we were able to relate with that. Thank you for your very stimulating lecture.
Thank you so much again. I really appreciate you, ma'am, for the beautiful feedback. Also, participants, I thank you for your beautiful feedback as well. I will cherish this moment, just to be able to connect with you guys, be in your living rooms. Thank you for extending that invitation. I don't take this lightly.
There are lots of thing there are lots of participants who are expressing their deepest gratitude to you, Mom. So, from
Thank you so
Abby
much.
Manigog, very helpful. We'll definitely follow your accounts. Well, actually, viewers, before we get started a while ago, I already asked for Mom Nisha's account because she's very approachable, and you're talking to me very lightly as if I can open myself to you. You're very happy to be talking with, so that's why I already save your Facebook account and
Thank you.
your social media account. So,
Thank
Mom,
you.
thank you so much. And I would like to highlight from your lecture the breathe, fresh air, laugh,
Okay.
limit. move, hydrate.
Yes.
These are the key components of our mental health, because sometimes, though teachers are responsible for their students' well-being, sometimes we forget to check our own mental health because we're too focused with children, right? With our students. So sometimes the emotional stability of teachers are being taken for granted. So when you told us these keys: embrace joy,
Yeah.
embrace laughing. So maybe it's not a mistake to sometimes focus on our own mental health. So we will
Yes.
be fully equipped to face our students. To
Yes.
we are sometimes if we have problems with our mental health, there will be a detrimental effect to our students as well.
Yes.
So emotional check first, mental health check before I face my students. I would gladly take down notes, ma'am.
Yes,
It's
yes.
here in my,
I
in
see.
my
I see. I'm
notes.
glad you was able to get your pen and paper. And one thing I want to add to that is educators, as you're taking this opportunity to pour into yourself, you know the challenges that you faced throughout the COVID, throughout the pandemic. As your students are returning back to the classroom, I know here in the States, they've opened up the classroom so the opportunity for them to meet virtually is not an option for them. And so a lot of the students are having to go back into the classroom. I encourage you to connect with them and allow them to know that it's also important for them to for self-care, being able to adjust to getting back into the classroom, addressing their feelings about returning or their feelings about having such a long time of being away from friends, being away from their teachers. They enjoy interacting with their coaches, their counselors. So you can utilize these tools. I'm hoping that you not only use it for yourself, but share these tools with others.
Yes, ma'am. We would be gladly take down notes on that, because sharing is caring. So it's
Yes,
not only the food that we eat, but the food for thought.
yes,
We badly need that, especially we're still in this challenging times.
yes. I agree. I agree.
So I would like to highlight again that be flexible and be gentle with yourself.
Yes,
You have
that's
different time pace, so I guess I should be more flexible and accept myself more.
yes,
Yes.
yes.
Mom Nisha Livingston, we are very happy to be with you tonight. So
Mhm.
we will see each other for the question and answer. I
Oh,
am very sure that all the audience will be very happy to ask questions from you, because your answers are very enlightening, especially to our part.
thank you so much. I really appreciate the opportunity again. I look forward to the Q&A portion of the webinar. And so we have a great speaker that's coming up behind me. So I'm excited. I'm pouring positive vibes and energy to my co-speaker. I'm so excited. You guys are going to be in for a treat.
Yes, ma'am, we're excited too. Once again, thank you, Mom, for sharing your positive mindset to all of us.
Yes, thank you
See
so
each
much.
other
You're
later,
welcome.
Mom. Thank you so
See
much,
you later.
Mom.
Okay, thank you.
And now let's proceed with our second speaker. Our second speaker has taught in public schools for over 20 years. She is a health and life coach, a fitness trainer, a certified laughter yoga instructor, and an entrepreneur. She has an infectious smile and contagious energy. She has spoken, trained, and taught at schools, virtually on television, and over a dozen podcasts. She has held multiple titles in her 20-year teaching career, including Teacher of the Year, Department Chair, and Instructional Coordinator. She's a Marvel fan, loves computer games, listening to music, and spending quality time with her five grandkids. She is an advocate for spreading joy and positivity wherever she goes. Ladies and gentlemen, it is our honor to present to you our next speaker, Ma'am Yolanda Elam, or Yo.
Hey! Hello, everyone. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are chiming in from. I, along with Nisha, and chiming in from the States, it is 8:29 a.m. here for me. So good morning to me. I'm going to
Good
give
morning.
everybody a few minutes to stand up and stretch and move around. Thank you, Lirza. Lirza? Oh, I
Lursha,
butchered it,
yes,
didn't I?
yes, yo, yes.
Oh, thank you, baby girl. Thank you for that introduction. Even though I wrote it, it sounds good when you say it. Shout out to my friend, Miss Livingston, Nisha. That was amazing and awesome. I'm following after you, girl. That was so good. So give everybody some time to get yourself, stretch a little bit, stand up, walk around, grab you something to drink, water, coffee, tea. And in addition to that, go ahead and grab you something to write with and write on. I'm
Yes.
going to pop up my presentation while you all do that.
Ma- Mom, I read from the introduction, you already have five grandkids. So why do you look so young? Or really?
Well, sweetheart, God is good for one. And it's funny because that's actually a part of my presentation. You'll see that in a second. Wow, I look so
You
young.
really look so. Maybe because you're an advocate of for spreading joy. I will follow your advocacy. I will keep on laughing and be happy.
Yes, yes, we're going to actually experience some of that today in just a little bit further along in the presentation. We're going to have a little laughter moment. So
All right.
everybody get started, get ready, grab that drink, run to the restroom, do whatever you need to do before we get hit started. Uh-oh, there it is. It's gonna give
They're
my
all
time up.
excited, Mom. They love your energy. You're not yet starting your lecture, but you're already giving positivity among all of us.
Amen. Praise God. I told you this. Like in my bio says, I have a contagious energy.
Yes, that's correct.
I'm so excited. I'm so glad to be here. Oh my gosh. I could see the comments. Now I can't see them. That is getting to me. I'm like, I really want to see those comments. Can you see my screen if I
Not
want to
yet.
put
Not yet, yo.
I know, but I want to see me. I want to see the comments. And I don't know how to see the comments when I put my presentation up. I should have
I
followed
think, Mom,
Lisa's
if
lead. Oh, she went on the phone and did it.
yes,
That's what
Mom,
she
that's
was
correct.
doing.
I'm
She's
using
smarter than
screen.
I am. She went to the phone and did it, and I did not do that. So I'm not gonna be able to see you all's comments. Let me see. While y'all are getting your
Yes,
paper, pen,
Mom.
and pencil ready and grabbing something to drink and going to the restroom, I'm gonna figure out how to get to these comments because I really want to see you all's comments. It makes me feel good when you interacted. So, Leisha, how do I get to the comments? What they need to log into the webinar so
In
I can see the
Facebook Live,
comments?
Mom, I will share. Wait, Mom. I will share the link for the Facebook Live, so you can still read all the comments.
Yes, ma'am. That'd be great. I think I might have it here.
Share.
Are you sharing it in the chat where we were?
Copy link, Mom. Wait, I'm trying to get through the
Yeah. Okay.
links,
We're,
and I
we're
will
doing
share in
this.
our
We're doing
chat.
the same thing. Let's see who does it first.
There's no pressure.
We're
It's
racing. We're
really
racing. We're racing.
yes.
Let me see who's gonna get to it first. Uh, that's registration. I'm gonna do that. Thank you all for being so patient. I'm sorry. I really want to see you. There she is. Ah, you beat me, girl. That's all right. That's because you're younger than I am. That's
Mom,
because
it's
you're younger
it's
than me.
9 o'clock. It's 9:30 in the Philippines, but we feel like it's still morning because of the energy that surrounds our webinar tonight. Or tonight, to in your place, it's in the morning.
And now I'm a little off because I can't see. I can see the live, but now I can't do my presentation still. I need to do it on my phone. Can you
I'm
text
reading
me? Can you text me the same link, Liza?
the same link for the Facebook
Yeah, text it to my
Messenger.
phone. Here's my phone. I'll put my phone number in the chat and I want you to text it to me because it doesn't help me if
Hello,
I do
ma'am.
it right here on the page because that's ridiculous. It's the same thing.
Hello, ma'am. I think
Hello, Kaushik.
yeah, hi, ma'am. Yeah, I think you want to share your screen, right?
Yes, I want to share my screen, but I want to see the comments too.
At the same time, from your stream yet you can do that. You have to on the other side. You have to open another device like Facebook or already shared link shared with you in private chat. Ma'am Larisha already shared with you.
Yeah, I have that, but I'm sure I'm seeing myself talking to you all, but and I've not been to see my presentation. This is me
That
right
that
here.
is
This is me.
that is the only way, ma'am.
Okay, all right. I might just have to not see the comments. We just got to. I might just suck it up. I really don't want to, but let me see. God, I wish I
Ma'am, how will I
could.
send the link to your cell phone?
I'm gonna give you my number right here. I don't know if that'll work because we don't have WhatsApp and stuff. I'm so sorry. It's gonna be worth it. I promise. Just I really want to see you all's comments.
I'm sorry, do you have a Telegram? I think that's the only way that I can send you the link for the Facebook.
Ma'am, link already in private chat. Link already in private chat. Just click on that.
I
Yes,
got
ma'am.
it. I got it. I got it. I got it. Hold on. I got it. I got it. I'm gonna send it to my email. Send it to myself real quick.
Or would you like me to send it to your email address?
I'm doing it now,
Okay.
and then I can pull it up on my phone. All right. I know Kashika's over there, like, come on, Miss Elam. I'm coming, baby. I'm coming. I just really want to see these comments because you all did such a good job interacting. I was a little jealous. I'm like, I want that.
They're all answering the comments.
Like,
Welcome,
I
Ma'am
want to be able to
Yolanda.
do what Nisha did. Come on, thing.
Ma'am, participants are waiting for you, your
I know, sweetheart.
presentation.
I'm coming. Okay. I think I got it. I got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yay. Yay, we can
I
start
got
the presentation
it. Yay.
now.
All right. Here it is. Okay. Welcome. As she said, my name is Yolanda Elam, but I like to go by the name Yo. So if you see me, because I do plan to come visit one day in the upcoming years, make sure you say, hey, Yo, when you see me in person at one of your campuses. So I want to know who I'm speaking to. I did see a lot of the comments from Nisha's presentation. I saw there were some English teachers. I saw some university professors, but I want to know for myself, who am I talking to today? I want you to drop in the chat what grade level or you teach and what subject you teach. So like for myself, I did teach 20 years. The majority of my teaching time was Spanish as a second language. I taught high school and middle school. So I want to know what you teach.
Ma'am, participants are waiting.
Subject. Take this audio off. There we go. Now get these comments. Oh my gosh, I have to go to the bottom. Waiting for the comments to come in. Oh, I see. People love the way I talk. I see University of people watching from the Philippines. All right, I can't see it. So here we go. So I'm sure there's some science teachers out there. I'm sure there's some social studies teachers, English teachers, math teachers, world language teachers. I know what it's like to be an educator. I did it for 20 years. I know what it's like to work in tested subject areas. I know what it's like to have 30-minute lunches. At least we have 30-minute lunches here in the States. I know what it's like to have observations. I know what it's like to have staff meetings and grade level meetings and team meetings and professional development sessions. I get it. I know what it's like to have an educational system that can put unrealistic expectations on us as educators. I get it. But I want you to hang on because that pain can end. Before we even get started, I know I'm sure I'm presenting to a room full of, or y'all in your own rooms, a household full of educators who are smart, you're intelligent, you understand different vocabulary terminologies, but I don't want to assume that everybody knows what mental health is. So we're going to do a little interaction. This first slide has some fill in the blanks. Yes, the teacher me is kicking in. What is mental health? According to Google Dictionary, mental health is defined as a person's blank with regard to their blank and emotional blank. A person's blank with regard to their blank and emotional blank. Now, here are your choices. Well-being, condition, psychological. So
Hello,
your
ma'am.
challenge is this. Choose which
Hello, ma'am.
letter goes into which blank and put those
Hello,
responses.
ma'am.
Yes, love?
Ma'am, your slide is not visible. Share your slide fast. You are mute now. You are mute now. Unmute yourself.
The plus sign, ma'am. A yo.
You are mute. You are mute. Unmute yourself, ma'am. No, you are mute still. Unmute
Can you
yourself.
hear me
Yeah,
now?
now. Yeah, now we can hear you. And share your PPT.
Where'd it go? How far did we get? Did y'all hear me say what we're going to do?
The plus share. The share button below. Can you
Yeah,
see the
sure.
Share,
plus share
yes.
button, yo?
Share
No,
Yes.
screen.
you already
Share
did. You
Entire
screen.
you already
screen.
did it in trial, so no problem. You can take.
Share screen. Here we go.
Oh,
Yeah.
From beginning.
Yeah.
yes, ma'am. I thought you're just asking. That's why I'm not checking this the presentation
You're
because
okay,
I'm
sweetheart. I think we're good.
yes, ma'am. Thank you. Yo.
There we go.
You can continue.
All right, here we go. Let me start back from the beginning before we get to there. So, I'm not sure what all you heard, so we're gonna start back from the beginning. My name is Yolanda Elam. I go by the nickname Yo. So whenever I come to visit you, because I am coming to visit you all soon, in a couple of years at the latest, just to see what you all are like and to explore your campuses. When you see me, say, "Hey, Yo!" Don't call me Yolanda. That's my government name. So I have been a teacher for over 20 years, and I know what it's like. Right now, what I do want to start off with is find out who all is in the audience. What teaching subject do you teach? I taught Spanish for the majority of my years as a second language, but I want to know who teaches English, who teaches science, who teaches reading, who teaches writing, who teaches spelling. What is your subject area? And if you're a college student, what are you majoring in? Go ahead and drop all that in the chat. Go ahead and drop in the chat. What do you teach? What do you teach? I'm just curious. I know I saw some English teachers earlier in there. I didn't see anything else. It's hard to catch up on these chats. That's Nietzsche's thing. Okay, I'll just have to wait for the chat to catch up. So get it. I get it, you all. I get it. As a teacher, I know what it's like to pour all you have into students. I know what it's like to have 30-minute lunches. At least here in the States, we have 30-minute lunches. I know what it's like to have faculty meetings. I know what it's like to have team meetings and grade level meetings and subject area meetings and professional development sessions and observations and unrealistic expectations set on you from the educational system and administrators and deans. I get it all. Trust me. I know what it's like to have that pressure that can turn into pain. I know it's like to have frustration that can turn into anger. I know it's like to suffer from mental health. But I'm here to let you know that there is hope. And I want you to hang on because that pain ends. Before we get started, I know all of y'all are smart because you're an educator like me, and we're all smart. We have college degrees. We know what it's like to teach, but I don't want to assume that everybody knows what mental health means. So we're going to start off with this question. What is mental health? Notice how I have my teacher system going on right now. Mental health, according to Google Dictionary, a person's blank with regard to their blank and emotional blank. So in the chat, I want you to choose from these three words: well-being, condition, and psychological. From these three words, I want you to create a 3-letter answer in the chat. For example, if you think a person's blank and the first word is the C, psychological, and you think 2 is A and 3 is B, then your answer will have CAB in the chat. And yeah, it spells cab. So what do you think the order is? A person's blank with regard to their blank and emotional blank. Can't see any answers. So here's the answer. I hope you got it right. I know you did because you're smart. A person's condition with regard to their psychological and emotional well-being. Now, Nisha did an amazing job of breaking down some of those terms with psychological and especially the emotional aspect of it all. So we're going to continue and take it up a notch. The answer was B, C, A. So this one is a little more challenging. What is mental health? This one I want you to try to answer without using a word bank. Without a word bank, what is mental health? The condition of being sound blank and emotionally that is characterized by the blank of mental illness and by adequate adjustment, especially as reflected in feeling blank about oneself, positive blank about others, and the ability to meet the demands of blank life. Also, the general condition of one's mental and blank state. Now, I'm not there in your living room or your kitchen or your office. So I know that you're going to do all of this on your own and you're not going to call out to a friend. It's not a phone a friend. I know you're not going to go look on Google and figure out what the answers are. I'm going to give you approximately 2 minutes to try to fill in all of these blanks with words that you think make the most sense to complete this definition. And just know that it's okay. I'm going to give you the answers. There's no right or wrong. If you don't exactly get it, it's okay. Man, this is not working. Okay. I'll give you a couple of hints. One of the words is absence. Another word is mentally. Another word is feelings. But where do they all fit? "30 more seconds to come up with some words to make this definition complete. What is mental health? I don't want to assume that we all know. I can't even say I really did know until I experienced it, to be honest. Here are your answers. The condition of being sound mentally and emotionally that is characterized by the absence of mental illness and by adequate adjustment, especially as reflected in feeling comfortable about oneself, positive feelings about others, and the ability to meet the demands of daily life. Also, the general condition of one's mental and emotional state." So you see it passed around a lot in this definition: mental and emotional. Mental and emotional. So let me tell you a story. At the beginning of my teaching career, I think I've been teaching about 4 or 5 years, and I was teaching 3rd grade bilingual self-contained classes, which means that I was the instructor on record for 25 kids, same kids every day, all 5 days of the week. I taught science, I taught math, I taught reading, I taught social studies, I taught spelling, I taught all these core subjects within that one self-contained classroom. And it had to have been about the middle of 2nd semester. Our semesters go from August to May. So it had to have been about maybe February of the second half of the school year. And my 3rd graders at the time, 8-year-olds, and they were just antsy. They were talking a lot. They were moving a lot. And I had tried to have those one-on-one conversations with a couple of the students. I had tried to have preferential seating, as you know, to put one of the ones that were acting up the most close to me. I had tried to change the room around. I tried the reward system. I made comments like, hey, if you can be quiet for 5 minutes, you'll get 5 extra minutes of recess. I threatened them, hey, if you talk for the next 5 minutes, you'll get no recess. I tried all these different things throughout the year and even more that particular day. But to know, regardless of my efforts, my kids would not calm down. They just wouldn't calm down. They just kept talking and moving and talking and moving. And so all of a sudden, I sat at my desk and I hit it. And I said, shut up. And instantly, all my kids got quiet. And they all looked at me, and these brown and blue and green eyes were looking up like, what? I instantly apologized. Y'all, I'm so sorry. Not only was it unprofessional, it was hurtful because I love my kids. I love them. And it wasn't their fault that it was that kind of a day. But the way I reacted, it scared me. It scared me to the point that day, and then 10, 20 years later, I began to choose an unhealthy way to cope. I began to drink. I used to drink socially, a margarita at a party, a shot at a bachelorette celebration, a wedding, a glass of wine. But that particular year, for whatever reason, I chose to increase and upgrade my alcohol intake. So I began to drink hard liquors. I began to drink wine. And I drank it and drank it and drank it in replacement of feeling. Instead of feeling stress, I drank. Instead of feeling anger, I drank. Instead of frustration, I drank. And I kept drinking to numb all the issues, all the pain that I was experiencing, not only in teaching, but also in my outside life, my marriage, my family. But mainly, it was my job. It was causing me so much stress. And so one particular day, March 11, 2019, I came home from work. At this time, I was teaching 5th grade Spanish language arts in a local district not too far from my home. And I walked into my door and, I dropped my things off in the office. I checked in on my kids, my grandkids actually, said hi to my husband, and then right to the kitchen, like immediately. I grabbed, as always, my glass and my bottle. And I poured myself a glass of wine. It was a Behringer White Merlot, 14.5%. I poured myself a glass of wine. And I made sure that I looked over in the corner of my kitchen to my reserve bottle was there. Because I knew normally at this point I was drinking 2 bottles a night. So I knew that I was going to end up wanting that bottle. So I wanted to make sure it was there. And I set the glass of wine that I poured for myself onto my coffee table in my living room, my family room, sorry. And I was watching my television. It was a Thursday night. So it was either Scandal or How to Get Away with Murder was about to come on. So I was excited. And as I'm waiting for the show to start, and here I am now in my pajamas, I'm sitting on my couch, the glass of wine is in front of me. And I start to have a conversation with the glass of wine. The same way I'm talking to you, I was talking to a glass of wine. Now, if that's not mental health issues, I don't know what is. But I was talking to the glass of wine, and I told the glass, I don't want you. I just don't. I don't want you. I'm tired of what you are doing to me. I am tired of the way you are making me feel. I am tired of blacking out. I am tired of lying to my husband. I was tired. So I made an unconscious yet conscious choice that night. I chose to drink that glass of wine because I could not pick it up. I tried to pray. I tried crying. I tried to walk around and distract myself, but I could not pick that glass of wine up. And because I was so powerless and I was so out of control, I didn't want to wake up that Friday morning. So I drank the glass of wine. I drank the rest of the bottle I poured from. I drank the bottle that was in the corner. And I took about 20 or 25 anxiety medication pills in my medicine cabinet. I wanted to die. Fast forward, I found myself in the emergency room. I found myself in the rehabilitation center. And I realized that I was diagnosed with the disease of alcoholism. Now, I'm not saying that my teaching career caused me to be an alcoholic. It was the choices that I made that caused me to be an alcoholic. And I'll talk about that later. But I did start to understand that I had to take a serious look at myself and what was going on with me. I had mental health issues. I was struggling with mental health, and I didn't know that. So here were some early warning signs that I didn't pay attention to. Eating or sleeping too much or too little. If I look back in hindsight over the last 10, 20 years of my drinking, I did start to eat a lot more. Now, I was still fine. Don't get me wrong. I wasn't as small as I used to be. I was still in decent shape, but I had gained weight and I was sleeping a whole lot more, even when I wasn't drinking to black out. Pulling away from people and usual activities. I stopped socializing. I stopped wanting to go out with my coworkers. I stopped wanting to hang out with my husband and my kids, my grandkids. I was very isolated during this time. Having low or no energy. Now, y'all see this energy you see right now? I didn't have it. I had to go back and find this energy. It was low. I was just blah humbug. I got to go to work. I got to do this. I didn't have this joy that I found. I was numb. Nothing mattered to me. Nothing. My marriage was in shambles. I didn't care. My grandkids were wanting to have a time with me. I didn't care. I was numb. Nothing mattered to me. Unexplained aches and pains. My back would bother me. I would have pain in my shoulders. I just couldn't understand, why was I hurting so much? I thought I had the flu half the time, and I didn't. I felt helpless and I felt hopeless. Of course, I drank, as my story told you. I was confused as I was doing my lesson plans. I would forget some of the things I was about to say to my kids when I was teaching. I found myself constantly angry. I was always upset. I was scared. I was fighting with my husband. I threatened him with a knife one night while he was sleeping. I said, "Do you think I'm not crazy?" I have so many issues that I can share with you, but I don't want to take up too much more time. Just know that it was a rough moment in my life, and I didn't pay attention to these early warning signs. So if any of these are relatable to you, if you can connect with anything here, I would like you to put relate in the chat. It doesn't mean that you're guilty of all this. It doesn't mean that you have an issue with drugs or drink or anything like that, but it just means that we're connecting, that you can understand where I'm coming from if you relate to any of this. Have you ever thought of harming yourself or others? Like I told you, I threatened my husband with a knife. Have you ever had persistent thoughts and memories that you can't get out of your head, mostly negative ones? Did you have severe mood swings? If you can relate to any of this, just put relate or just put R in the chat. I know I worked so hard to see the chat, y'all, and I still can't see it. I can see it, but it's just too delayed. I can't catch it up. He's asking me to reply to my sister who's watching. Hey, Valerie. Can you relate? So, hang on, pain ends. I created another acronym. H is for help. Anyone else out there besides me hesitate to ask for help? If you hesitate to ask for help, put a me in the chat. Here in the States, there's a saying, and it might be over there in Bangladesh, I don't know, but if you want something done right, you do it yourself. Well, you all, I wanted everything in my life done right. So I did everything myself, which did not help to my mental health. I always tried to work things out on my own. I didn't think it was okay to ask for help. The way my household was ran as a child when I grew up, it was myself and two sisters, my mom, my dad, eventually my stepdad. Things that happened in our house stayed in our house. We didn't go outside and share our business, so to speak. So I didn't feel comfortable seeking help. And being an African-American woman, at least over here in the United States, it's even more challenging to put ourselves in position to seem weak, at least for myself. I'll come from I felt like I couldn't ask for help because I'm supposed to be strong. I'm supposed to have that superwoman cape on me and handle everything. And if I wanted it done right, I did it that way. I didn't think it was okay to ask for help. And I didn't ask for help. But you know what I learned when I was in rehab? I learned that strong people ask for help. Strong people are okay to admit there's something going on and I've got to get this fixed. I need to figure out what I can do. But unlike me, the majority of people in our world, they don't seek help. Here are some barriers to seeking help. Not recognizing that you need emotional support or professional help. I didn't know it. I didn't know I had a problem until I got to rehab and was diagnosed with alcoholism. Didn't know. I didn't know that I had emotional issues. I thought it was just me. Another barrier, not knowing how to find help. Even when I did decide to say I want to help, I wasn't sure where to go. I wasn't sure where to turn. Who can I ask? Where do I go? How do I fix it? Figure out what's going on with me? I didn't have friends like Nisha in my life that I could have called, been a licensed therapist, and said, sis, I need some support. I need some help. Another barrier to seeking help, cultural traditions that value individual independence. As I said earlier, being an African-American woman here in the United States, I was raised to be independent. I was raised to be strong. I was raised not to show weakness by asking for help. And no discredit to my mom and my family. You know, everybody does the best they can where we are in our lives as we're raising our children. I love my parents. Another barrier for seeking help is the mistaken belief that the problems you're facing cannot be resolved. Even when I did start seeking help, I was like, can this be fixed? Can I stop drinking? Is it possible for me to stay sober? And then lack of access to care. I was fortunate enough to work in organizations, school districts where we had health care, and I had access to providers, and I had access to insurance that allowed me to go to the rehab center to get support. Everybody doesn't have that. Some people have access because they don't have providers in their life or they don't have the money to pay for it. These are just barriers to seeking help. If you relate to any of these barriers, pick a number that you relate to the most and drop it in the chat. If you relate to none of them, just put 0. And it's okay, because this isn't for everyone. Ways to find help. One way to find help is to talk to your primary care provider. Again, I was fortunate to have insurance. And if you don't have a PCP, then I'm sure you have some doctor friends or somebody else who knows a doctor, has access to somebody. But talk to someone. Talk to your PCP and find out what your options are. Consult with a therapist. Find people in your life like Miss Livingston, Ma'am Livingston. Find people in your life like her or somebody else that can give you some support through therapy. Ask your workplace. And here in the United States, over at my job that I used to work for, we had an employee assistance program. As a matter of fact, that was the first step I did seek, the first step I did take to seek support. I went to my EAP and I was in the office with her, and I told her that I think it's something wrong with me. I would like to get some support, because we could get 3 free sessions with a counselor. And as I'm having the conversation with the person on the phone that she had introduced me to find out what my options are, he asked me the last time I had a drink, and I said this morning. And so because of that statement, I could not go back to work the next 2 days. And I found myself in my first rehab center. Just a little sidebar story. Contact local churches or community centers. You know, the churches are always there to support us. You know, God is amazing, and I would not be where I am without him. But the church family is also a source that you can go to. And if you don't have anybody, start your own group. If you know that you're struggling with something and you and your coworkers might be having a conversation in the break room and you realize you're not the only one having those types of struggles, start a group together and support each other at the beginning. The next slide is ways to maintain positive mental health. Now, I agree with everything that Mom Livingston shared with you all. She did an amazing job talking to you about how self-care is important, how you need to take care of your mental stability. Here are just some other suggestions. Get professional help if you need it. Some issues don't require professional help. Some issues just can have a friend to talk to, a shoulder to lay on, just a girlfriend to catch up with. Like Lanisha said, when her girlfriend said, you need to take a break. Her friend wasn't a counselor. She wasn't a professional, but she still offers support. Connecting with others. Don't isolate yourself. Get out there and mingle with people. Get out the classroom. Go talk to people. Connect with your students. Stay positive. Oh my God. This is my favorite. Stay positive. We'll get to that later on, but stay positive. Get physically active. Now, I am a certified personal trainer, and so I understand the importance and the benefits of physical activity. But it doesn't mean that you have to go out there and lift weights and do HIIT workouts and, weight training. You can walk. You can walk during your lunch break. You can walk during your planning period. You can start a walking group at your campus. Just stay physically active. Do some yoga. I saw people earlier in Nisha's presentation in the chat. They did some simple yoga. Anything to get your body moving. help someone else. It is always a benefit to yourself when you put yourself second and you help someone else first. Get enough sleep. I personally have been, I've set a goal to have a power down hour. So every night before I go to bed, I want to have an hour of just mental rest in addition to my physical rest. I put my phone away most of the time, unless I'm listening to a meditation or have some soft music playing, but I try to get as much sleep as my body needs because sleep is the foundation of a successful day and a healthy body. And then, as Nisha said, develop some coping skills. She gave you a great resource that you can reach out to and get and use those. And I'll share some with you later on in the presentation as well. H is for help. The O in hope is for ownership. Now, this is what I want you to do. Ownership, I'm sorry, just a second. Ownership is defined as the state or fact of being an owner. It belongs to you. That can be something tangible, like your home, your car, your pet, your children. Well, they belong to God, but you understand. Traumatic events, emotional events, the season that you're in of your life, it belongs to you. Ownership means it is yours. When I realized by looking in the mirror that I had to own my disease, I had to own my issues, I had to own my mental health struggle, I had to make a decision. I had to make a decision. Am I going to be a victim or am I going to be a survivor? Because you cannot be both. You can't be glad and mad at the same time. You can't be stressed and blessed at the same time. So the O for ownership means, what are you going to choose to be? Are you going to choose to be a victim? Or are you going to choose to be a survivor? Now, a victim is defined as a person who suffers. A person is deceived by outside factors. A victim allows other things to affect how they feel, how they think, what they do. A survivor is defined as a person or a thing that remains alive after the occurrence of some events. A person who, sorry, give me a second, a person who continues to function or prosper in spite of opposition, hardships, or setbacks. So which one are you? Are you a victim or are you a survivor? This is what I want you to do with that piece of paper I hope you already have gotten, or the pen or pencil. I want you to go ahead and number your paper from 1 to 14. From 1 to 14. And I want you to be ready to write down the first word on each of the following 14 phrases you're about to see. 1 through 14, and you're going to write the first word. I'll give you an example on the first one when I get to that slide. And then after you read the phrase, I want you to put a V next to it. If you think a victim says that, I want you to put an S next to it if you think a survivor says that. And then I would like you to put a U next to it if you are unsure who said the phrase. For example, first phrase, focuses on the pain of loss. So you're going to write the number 1, the word focuses, and then a V, an S, or a U next to it. Focuses on the pain of loss. Who does that? Is that a victim or is that a survivor? Or are you unsure? And it's okay to be unsure. I'm going to give you all the answers at the end, as a good teacher would do. Second phrase, puts one foot in front of the other. Who says that? Does a victim put one foot in front of the other? Or does a survivor put one foot in front of the other? Or are you unsure? So on number 2, you write the word puts, and you put a V, an S, or a U next to it. The third phrase, wonders how long until they'll feel good again. Who does that? You write the number 3, the word wonders, and a V, an S, or a U. Does a victim wonder how long until they'll feel good again? Or does a survivor wonder how long until they feel good again? Or are you unsure? Embraces life. Who embraces life? victim, survivor, or are you unsure? Argues with life. Who argues with life? Victims, survivors, or are you unsure? Wallows in self-pity. Number 6, wallows in self-pity. Who wallows in self-pity? Does a survivor wallow in self-pity? Or does a victim wallow in self-pity? Or are you unsure? Yeah, I'm not going to be able to get to it. Number 7, grinds to a halt. Who grinds to a halt? Does a survivor grind to a halt? Or does a victim grind to a halt? Or are you unsure? Grinds to a halt. That means that they just keep going. They go and go and go and go. They don't let anything stop them. They're just constantly moving. Who decides to feel good even when things aren't so great? Does a survivor decide to feel good even when things aren't so great? Or does a victim decide to feel good even when things aren't so great? Or are you unsure? Number 9, inspired by others' successes. Who is inspired by others' successes? Is it a victim or is it a survivor? Who is inspired by others' successes? Número 10. Remember, I told you I talk Spanish. Cherishes remembered joy. Who cherishes remembered joy? Does a victim cherish remembered joy? Or does a survivor cherish remembered joy? Number 11, seeks retribution. Who seeks retribution? Does a victim seek retribution or does a survivor seek retribution? Who does it? Or are you unsure? So you should write seeks and a V, an S, or a U. Number 12, who seeks redemption? Is that a survivor, a victim, or are you unsure? Who seeks redemption? 2 more. Number 13, who is jealous of someone else's success? Who is jealous of someone else's success? Is that a victim or a survivor? Or are you unsure? And our last phrase of a victim survivor is comforts others. Who chooses to comfort others? Is that a survivor or is that a victim? Now, I'd like you to go ahead and take those 14 responses and count up how many V's you have for victim and how many S's you have for survivor and how many U's you have if you are unsure, and put your responses in the chat. So you can just put 6V, 5S, 3U, or whatever your answers are. Go ahead and put in the chat how many V's did you come up with, how many S's did you come up with, and how many U's, if any, did you come up with? And yes, I'm going to tell you the answers. Just want you to see how well you did, because I'm sure you did amazing. Maybe I can see that now. So here's your responses. I can't see you in the chat. I'm sorry. My phone is acting really slow. So I'm unfortunate. I'm not as fortunate as Nisha. I can't get it to catch up from all the beautiful comments and interaction you gave with her presentation. So I can't see it, but I'm sure somebody got them all right. But just so you know, if you notice here, all of the gold letters, so on, success, to, seeks, until, argues, in, those are all victim statements. Those are things a victim would say. All the other colored letters are what a survivor would say. So I'll ask you, which one are you? If you find yourself in the middle of some mental anguish or a season of your life that doesn't seem to be as positive and joyful as you know it can be, are you being a victim or are you being a survivor? And I just want you to know that there is hope. There's hope of change. You can become a survivor. Victim mentality is a precursor to survivor mentality. You can't be a survivor until you have been a victim. I'm not saying you got to always be happy and go lucky like I feel right now, and I am. I would not be where I am now if I didn't go through the darkness and the struggles that I did for 2 decades. So I had to be a victim. I chose to be a victim. But then I got an opportunity to choose to be a survivor. You can't be a survivor if there hasn't been a victim. So a survivor is a victim that endured and succeeded. You know, it's like that we fall down, but we get up. A sinner is just a saint. A saint is just a sinner that fell down and got back up. That's the only difference. Hope that was helpful. So the H, once again, is for help. The O is for ownership. And the P, ladies and gentlemen, is for pause. A pause is defined as a temporary stop or rest, to make a brief stop or delay, a momentary hesitation. When you find yourself exasperated, anxious, frustrated, fatigued, or just plain the opportunity, somebody's just getting on your nerves. If you find yourself in pain, it's okay to take a pause, to hesitate and wait. So here are a few ways that I take a pause. If you notice the picture in the top right, it might be the left of your screen, the lady in the yoga position. When I first thought about meditation, I thought I had to sit that way, put my hands there and go, And that's okay. There are meditation practices like that. And there are also some that sit in silence. For me, my favorite form of meditation that I just found out recently is movement meditation. So what I have done is I'll put my headphones on and I'll put on some nature sounds. I don't listen to music with words. I don't listen to regular songs. I'll put on sounds of the ocean, sounds of the birds, sounds of dolphins and whales. And then I sit in silence for a full hour as I doodle. I'll get my colored pencils and I'll get up my journal and I'll just color and write and draw. No method, no rhyme or reason. I just doodle. But I'm sitting in silence because I try to sit in silence without moving and everything's so active and just going. But I found that the most beneficial form of meditation for me is to move when I do it, whether that's walking, whether that's doodling, whether that's rocking myself back and forth. But I find movement meditation is good for me. And I'm just curious, what types of meditations have you practiced, or what are some types that you know of? Take about 30 seconds and just entertain others in the chat, and just put down some form of meditation that you've tried before. And if you have not tried any, put none, or better yet, put not yet. Because I'm sure after my presentation and Ma'am Livingston's, you all are going to take some time to try to meditate. At least I hope you will. It is very beneficial and so refreshing. So just in the chat, about another 20 seconds, what kind of things, what types of ways have you meditated, or what types of meditations have you heard of? Have you ever heard of moving meditations? It was new to me. Couple of more seconds. Just blow the chat up. Fill it up with meditation types, meditation practices. Whether you do it or not, whether you've heard of what I just suggested, just meditation practices. Just put in the chat. Another way that I take a pause is I give myself a gratitude rant. I spend the first 5 minutes of my wake time or to be honest, within the first hour I wake up, because I've tried to do it as soon as I wake up, and I just, for 5 minutes, I just say out loud the things that I'm grateful for, but I usually fall back asleep because I'm so tired from waking right up at the beginning. So now within the first hour, I just spend 5 minutes just saying things that I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for the sheets on my bed. I'm grateful for my eyes that are opening. I'm grateful for the fan that kept me cool. I'm grateful for the water that I used to brush my teeth. I'm grateful for the floors I get to walk onto my kitchen. I can go on, and you can just be grateful for anything. But one way that I take a pause is I give myself a gratitude rant. It could be 30 seconds. It could be a minute. It could be as long as you want it to be or as short as you want it to be, but you can pause and just express what you're thankful for. So what I really would like for you to do right now, this is what I want you to do, because gratitude is very important to me, and I know it's important to you. What I would like for you to do is I want you to spend the next 60 seconds. I got my phone right here, I'm time it. I want you to spend the next 60 seconds and take that piece of paper that you have in front of you, and I just want you to write down all the things, or as many things that you can fit in 60 seconds that you are grateful for. What are you grateful for? Because what I hope you'll do is keep this paper, and when you practice this suggestion I'm giving you, that you'll have things you can just say out loud immediately. For 1 minute, just go ahead and put down things you're grateful for. I'm grateful for this opportunity to be in front of you all today. I'm grateful for the friends and family in my life that have always supported me. I'm grateful for the way that my granddaughter told me I look beautiful today when she saw me with my shirt on and my red lipstick. I'm grateful for the fact that I have legs, that I have arms and feet and hands. I'm grateful that I have food in my refrigerator. I'm grateful that the sun came up today. I'm grateful that I have water in my house. I'm grateful that my bills are paid. I'm grateful that I have the opportunity to speak and share my story. I'm grateful for the ideas that I can actually go out anytime I want to in the middle of the day or the night and just be majestified by God's goodness and his beautiful world. I'm grateful for conversations. I'm grateful for a healthy heart. I'm grateful for, see? Now, granted, it's a lot easier when you're talking out loud than you're writing, but I hope you get the point. So another way you can pause is by giving yourself a moment to show that you're grateful, to show gratitude for something that you're grateful for. So if you could, go ahead and put one or two of the things you're grateful for in the chat. If you put down you're grateful for your family, that's fine. Put in the chat. If you're specific and say you're grateful for your spouse or your partner, put in the chat. What was one or two things that you came up with in that 60 seconds that you're grateful for, and put it in the chat? And hopefully what this will do for you is it'll also give you ideas on something that you might can say you're grateful for later on, in addition to those meditation practices. And then one more thing that I do when I take a pause, as Lanisha did in her presentation, is I breathe. I like the way that my chest and I like the way my body feels when my chest rises and my diaphragm rises when I breathe. And you see how by default my eyes close. Breathing is the simplest way that you can take a pause. And when I say breathe, conscious breathing, because I'm breathing right now. I'm taking in air. Of course, I'm alive. I'm not 6 feet underground. I'm taking in air unconsciously. But when you take a conscious breath, it is a beautiful pause. So I'm going to ask you again, what are more ways you could take a pause? I shared 3 ways. I can meditate. I can give myself a gratitude rant, or I can breathe. What are more ways you could take a pause? Take a few seconds and put in the chat other ways that you pause. I did see when Lanisha was presenting, a similar question was asked. I think it was regards to self-care. And I saw somebody put music. That's a way to pause. I think I saw somebody else say they exercise, and that's okay too. You can do some jumping jacks. Another thing that I have been practicing is setting an alarm called a joy alarm. And I'll tell you about that more in a second. But just go ahead and in the chat, what are more ways you could take a pause? And hopefully you'll get some new ideas in the chat from others as they share that can encourage you to incorporate those in your life as well. Once again, the H is for help. You are not alone. I know it's Michael Jackson. I can't sing. Nisha can sing. I can't sing. The H is for help. The O is for ownership. Again, are you going to be a victim or are you going to be a survivor? Can't be both. Pause. Pray. I'm hoping that made it to the chat. I didn't say it and I can't see the chat, but I'm hoping it made it to the chat. I hope it made it there quite a bit because prayer is powerful. Pray. Breathe. Smile. That's also a way to take a break. Take a pause. And the E in my hope is take it easy on yourself. Take it easy on yourself. It is okay to have a not so good day. Better yet, a not so good moment. I don't like saying the word bad because it just brings negative connotation to it. And I always think it's hilarious to me when somebody has a moment in the morning. Let's say they're getting dressed, they're running late for work, and they spill their coffee on the way to the car. And all of a sudden, they're like, oh my God, it's been a bad day. I'm like, really, y'all? A bad day? That was an hour of your time. You still got 23 hours left in the day. It was a not so good moment that might turn into a not so good day, but it's okay that it happened. No one is perfect. No one has a perfect day. No one's even close to perfection. Be comfortable where you are. Don't force a pause. If you're like, okay, I'm gonna set this alarm and every 30 minutes I'm gonna breathe or I'm gonna do this, and just if it doesn't feel natural, if it doesn't benefit you, don't worry about it. Take it easy on yourself. Easy is defined as not hard or difficult, to no great labor or effort. It's free from pain and discomfort. It's not harsh or strict. It's not burdensome. It's not hurried. Remember, you are not perfect. Just take it easy on yourself. Here are some ways to take it easy on yourself. Get it? Because I'm yourself. Decide what is important to you. Part of my drinking years, for a couple of decades, I was a people-pleasing person. I was living my life for everyone else but me. I was doing things for other people, not for myself. I had to decide what is important to me. So I want you to decide what is important to you. You are the most important person in your life. You should be your best friend. What's important to you? Another way to take it easy on yourself is practice self-compassion. I am guilty of this. I was guilty of this. I always poured more into other people than I poured into myself. If someone came to me with the attitudes that I was having or the emotions that I was experiencing, I wouldn't tell them, oh, get over it. You got this. Come on, let's go. It's time to move. You got to keep going. You don't have time to feel. Don't do that to yourself. Practice self-compassion. Another way to take it easy on yourself is take yourself out. I am the best date that I have ever had. I will take myself out to the movies. I will take myself out to dinner. And if I can't leave the house, whether it's for COVID or any other reason, I will make myself a beautiful plate of food. I will pour myself a glass of water or tea or coffee, and I will enjoy time with myself. Take yourself out. Another way to take it easy on yourself is to stop every 90 minutes. Now you can fill that 90 number with something else. 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 seconds, whatever you need to keep yourself mentally stable and healthy. I like to set a joy alarm, as I was starting to tell you earlier. A joy alarm is where I will set my alarm on my phone or wherever I'm working at to go off. And when it goes off, I do something that brings joy to my life. It might be just laughing out loud for no reason. I might dance and put on some music. I might sit in silence and just meditate, but I do something to remind myself that it is a good day, a moment. It is a good life. I am having a wonderful time right now. Another way to take it easy on yourself is go ahead and reach back and put your Elsa on. Go ahead and get Elsa in honor and let it go, let it go, let it go. If something happens to you, I used to have a voicemail message that when somebody called me at the end of my voicemail, it says, you know what? You cannot control what happens to you. You can only control the way you respond to it. So focus on the attitude. Let it go. Again, those not so good moments. Things happen. Life is going to happen. Don't let it bottle up inside of you. Don't let it fester and get deeper and darker and start to cause you pain. Let it go. Another way to take it easy on yourself. Today, nothing is urgent. Nothing is urgent. The reason why they call today the present is because it is a gift. Don't spend too much time in the past. Don't spend too much time in the future. That's catastrophizing and depression waiting on you if you choose those directions. Stay in the moment and just know today is not urgent. It's okay not to check an email. It's okay not to finish a project. It's okay not to go out and finish something that you started if you don't feel like it. Today, nothing is urgent. Another way to take it easy on yourself is drop the shoulds. Do not shoulda on yourself. I should be happy. I should be more educated. I should be in a higher position. I should be better at this. Don't shoulda. Do not shoulda on yourself. Drop the shoulds. Another way to take it easy on yourself, as I said earlier, treat yourself the way you would treat others. Don't show more compassion to a stranger or to other people outside of you than you do to yourself. Because remember, you are the most important person to you. Once again, you are not alone. The H's help. Choose. Take ownership. Are you going to be a victim? Are you going to be a survivor? Pause. Pray. Breathe. Smile. Take it easy on yourself. It's okay to slow down. And I added an extra letter. So my whole acronym is HOPE-C, because the C is for celebrate. Celebrate who? Celebrate Y-O-U. Celebrate you. Which transitions me to how I got out of that bondage, how I got out of that darkness I was in for so long, how I found my mental health. I love laughter. LOL, to be well. Now, I got certified to be a laughter yoga coach about a year ago. I didn't even know it existed. And when I found it, I was like, oh my God, this is perfect. I already loved smiling. I loved laughing. It had been so long since I had done so. It was a nice reminder and a way to be able to take it to other people. So LOL, to be well. When I say celebrate you, I want you to understand the benefits of laughter. The next couple of slides are 5 reasons laughter is good for you. Ha, 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 ha. LOL, LOL, LOL. Why is laughter so important? Why is laughter good for you? Why was laughter a way that I maintain a solid, a healthy mental state of mind, my mental health? Reason number 1 is that laughter boosts your mood. I recognize as educators dealing with all things that come naturally with teaching, in addition to the issues caused by the pandemic, being positive can be a struggle. It can be difficult. I am passionate about sharing joy and positivity through the benefits of smiling and laughter. And this benefit is one of my favorites. It boosts your mood. Matter of fact, let me take a shot at boosting your mood. So about 30 years ago, 32 to date, honestly, my then boyfriend, now husband, had given me a nickname. Most of the people assume that he gave me the nickname Yo, the short version of my name that I told you how to call me when I come visit. And you're right. He did give me that nickname Yo, but it wasn't the first nickname that he gave me. The first nickname my husband gave me was the nickname Cheesy. And he even used it when he proposed to me in June of 1991. He called me cheesy because he said that he said that my smile, this one, reminded him of the Chester Cheetah character on the Cheetos bag. If you ever had Cheetos, he said that my smile looks like that cheetah. I hope they gave you a chuckle and boost your mood, because that's one benefit of laughter. Laughter boosts your mood. Even if it's just for a few seconds, it amazes me how a smile or a little chuckle of laughter makes me feel better. That's reason number one, that laughter is the best medicine. Oh, I forgot to ask you that question. If you're able, put in the chat if you have heard of the phrase, laughter is the best medicine. Just put a me in the chat or a yes in the chat that you've heard of it before. Laughter is the best medicine, or a smile goes a long way. Those are two of my favorite phrases. A smile goes a long way, and laughter is the best medicine. Put a me in the chat if you've heard those before, or a yes in the chat. Yeah, I know what that is. I've heard it before, but I'm going to make it a little more solidified today by giving you 4 more reasons why it is actually true. Reason number 2, that laughter is the best medicine, or a smile goes a long way, is that laughter strengthens your immune system. I'm so sorry, lost my spot. Laughter improves your overall health by helping your immune system to function more effectively, because when you laugh, you're more relaxed. And when you're relaxed, your digestive processes operate at their optimal. They're operate at their best. And you're able to have more energy. You're able to rest better. You're able to move and exercise, because when your immune system is healthy, I mean, that's who you are. That's our internal organs. That's how we stay alive and stay healthy, is our immune system. So when you laugh, it actually strengthens your immune system. So I want you to try something with me. I just want you to take a deep breath real quick. And exhale. We're going to do that same deep breath 2 more times, just like that. Just take a deep breath. And then one more time. And now we're going to take another set of 3 deep breaths, but this time when you exhale, I want you to exhale and just laugh. You don't have to have a joke, which I'm going to tell you at the end. You don't have to have a story you've seen. You don't have to go look at any videos or be entertained externally. You can laugh by choice. So here we go. First breath, you're going to take a deep breath in and you're going to laugh it out. Second time. I wish I could hear you all laughing. I hope you're doing this, because it really is going to help you. Last time. Okay, stop laughing. Because if you just had breakfast, lunch, or dinner, your digestive system is processing even better now, and I don't want you to run to the restroom. So how do you feel? How do you feel? Just drop a word in the chat how you feel. Do you feel refreshed? Do you feel relaxed? Do you feel the same? Because sometimes it takes practice, but laughter really does strengthen your immune system. And you're welcome, because I just gave you 12 hours of strength, because 1 minute of laughter strengthens your immune system for 24 hours, and now it's close to 30 seconds. A third reason why, reason number 1, that laughter is the best medicine, or a smile goes a long way, is that it improves your mood. A second reason that it strengthens your immune system. And a third reason that laughter is the best medicine, or that a smile goes a long way, is that laughter makes you look younger and live longer. I'm missing my words on the slide. That's a picture of me, as my beautiful hostess said. I don't want to mess her name up, but Trizza, she said that I have 5 grandkids. I do have 5 grandkids. My oldest grandchild is the only boy, the only grandson, and he's 7. I have another 7-year-old granddaughter, followed by a 3, almost 4-year-old granddaughter, followed by a 2-year-old granddaughter, and a granddaughter who will be 1 in October. So I have 1 grandson and 4 granddaughters, but I'm telling you, laughter helps you to look younger and live longer. And who would not want to shave some years out? Who wouldn't want to shave some years out their looks and add some years to their life? I would love to live longer so I can enjoy my grandbabies as long as I can. So laughter is the best medicine, and a smile goes a long way, because it helps you live longer and it helps you look younger. Reason number 1, what is it? It improves your mood. Reason number 2, it strengthens your immune system. Reason number 3, there's my words, it helps you look younger and live longer. The 4th reason why laughter is the best medicine and how it helped me get out of my mental depression, my mental illness, is that laughter helps you to sleep well. Remember how it strengthens your immune system, which gives you energy, which makes you more active. So you want to make sure you give yourself adequate amount of sleep. So reason number 4 is it helps you sleep well. We need to sleep so our body can rest, so it can rejuvenate, so we can wake up energetic and ready to take on the day, whatever it brings to us. It can be taken on with joy because we've rested. And when we laugh, our immune system is strengthened. So it helps you rest well. Reason number 1, yeah, you got it. It improves your mood. Number 2, strengthens your immune system. A 3rd reason, it helps you look younger and live longer. A 4th reason why laughter is the best medicine, or a smile goes a long way, is that it relaxes and recharges and gives you better sleep. And the 5th and final reason why a smile goes a long way, or laughter is the best medicine, is that it supports healthy lifestyle and or weight loss. As I told y'all before, I put on that COVID-15. In my case, it was COVID-25. I've gained 25 good pounds because of COVID. Not because of COVID, it's my choices, but it was a part of the reason. So a weight loss for me is a goal, and laughter is going to help me with that because it strengthens that immune system. It helps me have good sleep. And when those things are in place, I'm able to be more active. I'm able to get out there and do more workouts. I'm able to act there and do more walking. I'm able to put in more healthy nutrients in my body because I'm strengthened through laughter. It is an amazing, amazing benefit. And that's the 5th reason why it is on my chart. Let's hear it. What's reason number 1? Yes, it improves your mood. And number 2, strengthens your immune system. Here I come. What's reason number 3? It helps you look younger and live longer. A 4th reason laughter is the best medicine, or a smile goes a long way, is because it relaxes and recharges you with better sleep. And the 5th reason why is because it encourages a healthy lifestyle and or weight loss. I hope this has helped you so far, because there's one more thing that I experienced when I found myself struggling with mental issues, when I found myself being frustrated about all the lesson plans and the grades. And as I said before, all those meetings and just the kids and the parents and the co-workers. And I get it. I know you all get it because I did it for 20 years. I get it. I'm not saying, and you know that all this is not negativity about education. I loved what I did. I still love what I do. But it does have its toll. It does have its toll on our mind. It does have its toll on our mentality. So another thing that I had to do in order for me to maintain a stable mental state of mind is I had to develop a growth mindset. So let's just click on this. So when I say that, sometimes, as I said before, I don't want to assume that you know what that means. Sorry, y'all. Supposed to be a dance break. I don't want you to assume that you know what that means. So I'm going to spend the next couple of slides explaining to you the difference between a growth mindset and a fixed mindset. This again is another active portion of the presentation. So make sure you still have that paper, pen, or pencil as we get going. What is a mindset? What is a mindset? Mindset is a way of thinking, an attitude, an established set of attitudes, a mental attitude. Look at the picture. Mindset is what we think. And it's also a portion of what we believe. That's our values. What we do, those are our behaviors. So I had to work on my mindset. And when I looked this definition up, Webster's Dictionary, I saw that attitude was in all 3 of them. Attitude, attitudes, attitude. So I said, okay, well, it's important to look up what attitude is. So what is attitude? Attitude is a settled way of thinking or feeling about someone or something. It's a mental position with regard to affective state. It's a feeling or an emotion towards something. Remember the voicemail I told you that I used to have on my phone? Whenever you call me, you can't control what happens to you. You can only control the way you respond to it. Focus on the attitude. Attitude is a huge part of our mental state of mind. It's a huge part of the mindset. There's two types of mindsets. There's a fixed mindset and there's a growth mindset. A fixed mindset are people who believe that things are just the way they are. They have a limited mind. They believe that talents are limited. They believe that once they're good at something, that's it. They can't get any better. They believe that if they are not good at something, they don't make effort to get better at it. They believe that if something is difficult, it should be discontinued, that they should quit. They take feedback, negative feedback, as something they avoid. Or they don't want to hear negative feedback. They don't take opportunities to develop and grow. A fixed mindset person has a limited mind. And it's okay if that's who you are. We're going to get to that in a second. I will tell you why. A growth mindset is a person who believes in developing their traits. A growth mindset person believes that they can improve upon their talents. They can improve upon their skills. They don't think they're limited. They don't think that the things are just the way they are. They believe that feedback gives an opportunity to grow and to develop. They look at difficult tasks as a challenge. So those are the two basic definitions of a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. Now let's go a little bit deeper. Here's an example. So let's just say that it's one of those bad moments. Oh, I'm sorry, bad. It's one of those not so good moments. And you're waking up in the morning, your alarm clock has gone off, you are running late. You're running late and you're getting your clothes on, you're brushing your teeth, you're shortcutting your morning routine. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh my God, my day is ruined. And remember how I said, what? It's been an hour. You still got 23 more hours. A fixed mindset person goes right into that limited belief. Oh, the day is ruined. Oh, I should have got up in the morning. I don't know what I could. This is horrible. A growth mindset person sees an opportunity. Okay, what can I do differently? Do I need to set my alarm clock an hour earlier? Do I need to cut some things out of my morning routine and stop trying to force things? What can I do to become better? What can I do to grow and develop? Another example, let's say you're at work and it's time for our evaluations. You know, we get that, well, we do in the States. We get evaluated twice a year. The administrator comes in, he spends the whole 45 minutes to an hour, hour and a half, if you're on block scheduling, in the classroom. He watches me, he calls me in for my feedback, and he tells me something like, you know what, Ms. Elam, I really think that you're struggling with incorporating technology, or I don't think that you're doing the best for the students. I think that you're doing a half, job, you're not doing your best. Now, it's an evaluation and it's a poor evaluation. A fixed mindset person will take that feedback in one of two ways. They might say, whatever, I'm not going to do anything about it. Or they might actually, unfortunately, adopt that belief. And they might actually go in there and say, oh, I do suck at technology. Oh, I am awful at my job. Oh, I don't pay attention to my students in the right way. That's a fixed mindset. A growth mindset person takes that feedback and they analyze it respectfully. And they're like, you know what? If I am struggling, if it is true, how can I get better? How can I meet with my instructional coordinator and find out how I can bring in technology? How can I reach that student in the corner that I might have ignored? How can I get better at my job? That's a growth mindset. Another example with children. We all work with children. And now for me, I like to specify my grandchildren because the kids I work with are a little older. So my granddaughter, she loves cartwheels lately. The 3-year-old, she loves doing cartwheels. The one who said I was beautiful today. And so she does cartwheels. And I find myself sometimes praising her for the cartwheel. Oh, Naomi, you did such a good job. And then I have to remind myself, a growth mindset allows for development and focuses on the task. So instead of Naomi, that was beautiful, I say things like, oh, you must really have been working hard on your cartwheels. Oh, look at the way you have that straight leg and you landed it, because you want to praise the task, the activity. It allows them to see that, oh, I can get better. I can grow. I can develop. If a kid comes home with all A's on their report card and the parents are like, oh, you're so smart, that would be something that might yield them to have a fixed mindset. Oh, I'm only smart if I make A's. I'm only smart if I come home with a good report card, versus you must have really worked hard to get those A's. So that's the difference between a fixed mindset and a growth mindset when it comes to something you can say to a child. And then finally, our strengths. The majority of the people in our country focus on the negative things. They focus on the weaknesses. And it's okay to acknowledge them and be aware of them and respect them. But it is more important to focus on your strengths. A fixed mindset person spends most of their time focusing on the negatives. I'm not good at this. I'm not good at that. I can't do this. I shouldn't do that. I don't want to do this. A growth mindset person focuses on their strength. I am strong in this area. I do well when I do it this way. I can get better if I do it this way. They want to grow and develop and make themselves better at something to be a better person. So growth mindset versus fixed mindset. Now, here are 10 to get in. Now, I make a joke here in the States because that's a phrase we say when we play dominoes. I don't know if y'all have dominoes, but 10 to get in is a way to play a game called dominoes. So I'm going to give you 10 phrases to help you get into the mindset framework of having a growth mindset, just in case you might have a fixed mindset or in case you weren't sure. So here's 10 to get in. Oops, sorry, wrong thing. Oh yeah, that's right. Oops. So what am I missing? That is a growth mindset phrase compared to I'm not good at this. Another example of a growth mindset phrase is I will use some of the strategies I've learned versus this is too hard for me. Another phrase that's more of a growth mindset is I can always improve, so I will keep trying versus a fixed mindset that says this is the best I can do. A fixed mindset person might say, oh man, I messed up. There's no reason for me to try again. A growth mindset person will say, mistakes are entrance fees to better learning. A fixed mindset person might say, this is the best I can do. You know, there's no point in trying any harder. A growth mindset person would ask, is it really my best work? A fixed mindset person would say, oh, they're more creative than I am. I can't be creative like that. A growth mindset person would say, I am going to train my brain in blank, whatever it is they think they're comparing themselves to. A fixed mindset person would say, plan A didn't work. A growth mindset person would say, good thing the alphabet has 25 more letters, because if A didn't work, you got B, C, D, G, all the way to Z. So these are just 10 phrases that you can use to replace fixed mindset phrases that fixed mindset people use with growth mindset phrases to help develop that growth mindset. So in case that's just a little tip of it, here are 8 ways to actually change your mindset as well. Create a new compelling belief. Whatever it is that has been stopping you from wanting to grow or develop or to maintain a stable mental health, you want to change what you've been working with. Change the limited belief. Replace those phrases. View failure in a different light. Failure is feedback. Whenever you're not successful at something, that's an opportunity to figure out what can you do differently? How can you make it better? It's an opportunity to learn from the experience. Cultivate self-awareness. Become more aware of your strengths than your weaknesses. Acknowledge your weaknesses and respect them, but focus more on your strengths. Be curious and commit to lifelong learning. I know this is a given. As educators, we know we're going to continually learn, whether it be academically or outside for habits and hobbies, but we're going to continue to learn. Get friendly with challenges. Know that you're going to face adversity. You're going to face fallbacks. Get ready for those challenges and go ahead and, make them like a friend to you. Spend time with them. Do what you love and love what you do. There's a saying here that if you do what you love and you love what you do, you will never work a day in your life. I love what I'm doing right now, and I'm doing it. Oh, sorry. Inspire and be inspired by others. Envy is tempting. So instead of envy being a temptation, make it an inspiration. Let me say that slower. Instead of envy being a temptation, make it an inspiration. And then finally, be tenacious. Get back up after each time you fall. Notice I said after each time you fall, because you are going to fall. It's inevitable. There's going to be moments where you hit a pit. There's going to be moments where you have a not so good day or moment. Be tenacious and just get back up again. Like that Charles song. Get back up again. Get back up again. So as I come to a close, I want to give you a challenge. I want you to take that piece of paper that you've been working on throughout this presentation, and I want you to put down these 3 words followed by a blank. I want you to write, I have to blank. I have to blank. And then fill in that blank with whatever it is that you came to mind. For example, I have to go to work. I have to pick up my kids. I have to cook dinner. I have to clean my car. I have to wash my dishes. And then I want you to drop a word in the chat on how you feel when you say that phrase. How does it feel when you say, I have to blank? I have to go to work. For me, it feels obligated. I feel forced. I feel blah. I have to wash dishes. I feel like it's a requirement. I feel like it's an expectation. I feel blah. And I say blah because it's the way I feel. Like that meh in the cartoon movie meh. So what kind of feelings do you feel when you say I have to something? Just put the feeling in the chat. Do you feel sad? Do you feel nonchalant? Like, how do you feel when you say I have to blank? I have to. It's kind of like should, right? I should, I have to. So your challenge, your call to action is this. I really wish I could see the chat. I really wish I could see the chat, but it's okay. So I'll see it later. So I'm sure you're being interactive and I'm grateful, but I just really wish I could see it right now. And I'll just see it later and I'll be so thankful to see what you all said. So my challenge is this. Change the sentence now and write down these 3 words. I get to blank. I get to blank. And replace it. I get to go to work. I get to wash the dishes. I get to pick up my kids. I get to wash my car. Because when I say I get to, it brings me joy. It feels like I have some control. It's an opportunity. I get to go to work. I have a job. Somebody doesn't have a job. I get to pick up my kids. They're healthy. It gives me an opportunity to be gratitude, to show gratitude. I get to wash dishes. That means that 1, I had food to eat. And 2, I had water to clean the plate with. I get to wash my car. I have transportation. I get to put you in position to be grateful. It puts you in position to have joy. And that simple challenge can change the trajectory of your life because it did for me. When I found myself in the bottom of those bottles, when I found myself drinking myself to numbness and wanting to die because of stress, because of frustration, because of pain, laughter was my miracle. Changing my mindset was my miracle. And making this slight change of instead of I have to I get to was also my miracle. So before I leave you for today, as I told you, laughter is the best medicine and a smile goes a long way. I have to tell you a joke. So how do you speak to a giant? How do you talk to a giant? You use big words. I get it, because they so big. You got to use big words so they can hear you. It was truly a pleasure and an honor to be here today. I'm so grateful for the opportunity to have been in front of you, to share some of my story, to share some of my suggestions and tips on how you can stabilize and create a healthy mental life so that you can have a healthy life with a mental stability that is strong. If you want to reach back out to me for whatever reason, these are my social media handles. My Linktree link is right there. You can find me, Yo Sadler Elam, on Facebook. You can find me on Instagram at Love Your Life. You can find me on Clubhouse at Love Your Life 37. And you can email me at loveyourlife2020@gmail.com. I do have a website, yo@loveyourlife.me. And more importantly, I have a Facebook group that I would love for each of you to join. It's called Be Yourself Every Day. And I put in fitness, health, and life tips. And of course, I put in laughter and joy. So I would love for you to join my group. I'll make sure I get that information to the crew so they can get you there. And then I also have a freebie for you. I have 2 freebies, actually. I have to put the other one in later. But this one right here, if you take the time to scan this barcode that has a little arrow that says scan me for freebie, I created a 37 ways to say yes to you document. So when I said that you are the most important person in your life, you are your best friend, this is 37 ways to say yes to you. It's just a variety of ways that you can put in self-care. And then I also will give you one that says 20 specific techniques to help you have a growth mindset. So it's two freebies for you. Reach out to me. It has truly been a pleasure. I can't wait for the Q&A because I'm going to stick to the side and watch some of these comments so I can just see how well you interact with me. God bless you. Thank you. And I will see you in a second.
Thank you
Hello,
so much.
hello,
Yo,
ma'am.
yo just made a difference in our lives today.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
First of all, I have to say something that is today's no more quiz competition and Q&A because
Oh, okay.
I actually we broadcast our program in four destination, uh, our Facebook page, Facebook group, website, and YouTube channel. But due to the limitation or restriction of StreamYard, they stopped our Facebook broadcast, Facebook group, and Facebook page. Now we have only the YouTube and website participants right now.
Okay.
And before we have before the at least we have more than 500 participants with us, but right now we have near about 250 participants with us.
Okay.
So that's the case actually for today. No more quiz competition and no more Q&A. but
Okay.
but before I say something to you,
Mhm.
that is, I want to ask one question to our lovely participants. That is, dear participants, do you want Ma'am Yolanda and Ma'am Nishia again with I selected one subject, that is child and students mental health. What do you think? Just drop your message in the comment section.
Okay. And can you repeat your question one more time? And I'll be more than happy to answer that question for you.
Ma'am, actually we don't have today we don't have any Q&A, so that's the case. I'm looking forward for our participants opinion. That is, dear participants, do you want Ma'am Yolanda and Ma'am Nishia again?
Oh, Irene
Yes.
said a big yes. Yes, Irene, I'm
Big
with you,
yes,
girl.
yes.
Anna
Yes,
said
yes,
yes.
more webinars from them.
Josephine, I
Yes,
can see
yes.
comments now. I can't see it when I was presenting. May says yes.
A big
Everyone gave me a
yes.
round of applause. Yes. We got to do a round like this. We got to do a round of applause. A round of applause.
Yes,
I
please,
love
a
it.
big yes. Yes, thank you. Yes, yes, thank you so much, IGP team. That means participants wants you again. So
Oh.
today we don't want to close it. So
Yeah, big yes.
we can expand it to the part two or part three, mental health, whatever. Like, ma'am, if you allow, then we can set another program on morning session, because at the evening session we are completely booked for 2021. So we have some few slot in morning session. That means only weekend Sunday. In our morning time, that means it's 10:30 p.m. in your time.
Oh, okay.
Is it okay with you?
Okay, so we'll see each other again, Mom. Yo, and Mom Nisha.
Okay.
Because 9:30 a.m. is my time, so 10:30 p.m. is your time.
Okay.
Okay.
So we'll do a switch. That's what
So
instead of
so dear participants, we are really happy that our speakers are allowing me to do another program, and I think I selected the topics, that is students' mental health or child mental health, whatever you think. Just drop your opinion on comment section, that I can confirm that the topics, child mind health or students my mental health.
So would you like that, Mom Nisha and Yo, a topic for our audience? Possible topic for that?
most definitely. So
Most definitely.
yes, yes.
Not mental health for educators this
Students'
time,
mental health.
students
Yeah,
mental
yeah.
health,
Yes,
Students,
students'
and
mental health.
children's mental health.
children's mental
Yes.
health. That's
Students'
nice.
mental health.
Yeah.
Students' mental health.
Yes.
Okay, now looking forward some more. Student mental health.
There was a baby last time I presented. Kaushik, is that your
Yeah, yeah,
baby?
this is my baby.
Okay, they was like, who's the baby crying? I'm like, that's not my baby.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
He's
pobrecita.
crying right now. Because actually, ma'am, in my family, all are sick right now.
Oh,
Oh,
all
So
need to rest.
if possible, their participants, please pray for me and my family also.
Yes,
Most definitely. Most definitely.
definitely. So ten
So,
thirty p.m. Okay.
ma'am, another one is students and teacher mental health.
All right, that's
Students
the
and
next
teacher
one.
mental health, like piggyback on this
Students
and
mental health.
incorporate students too.
Okay.
I was blessed because of you too, Irene. Villarreal, Villarreal. No, yeah, no, ma'am,
Thank
Evelyn.
you.
Miss Yo does not have babies. No, no. Miss Yo's children are 29, 27, and 25. She don't have babies. She has grandbabies.
Big babies.
But
and
that
they
also
and they not
counted the
crying.
baby.
They're at school and daycare.
Okay, that's its final, ma'am. Students' mental health. I think this one is final.
Okay.
Okay,
We'll take note on that.
we can discuss further, no problem. And
Okay.
sorry for the inconvenience of on behalf of IGP. Actually, we don't have any issue, but this is the limitation or restriction from stream yet. So
Yeah.
again, we are sorry. Again, we are cordially sorry for that. And see you again tomorrow. Hope in between time we can manage everything, and we'll back again with our full support. Thank you so much. Now we are moved to the procedure of certification process. So today no more discussion about certification. Also directly we will show the code that you can directly claim your certificate already, and I shared the link into comment section. Now you can check, code is also mentioned there, so you can claim your certificate easily. Ma'am Larisha,
All right,
now
so
it's your turn, ma'am.
okay.
Yolanda and ma'am Nisha. Tata, bye bye.
Thank you so much. Y'all have a great evening.
Thank you, everybody. Love you. Be blessed.
Nice meeting you. I
Thank
enjoyed
you so
working with
much,
Nice
you.
to
Ma'am
meet
Nisha
you,
and
Lisa.
you. See
Kashif,
you
get some
again.
rest.
Yes, I will take note on what you have thought today.
Thank
Thank
you,
you so
lovely.
much. See you again. And
You're
Ma'am
welcome.
Nisha,
Take
thank you for the
care.
resources too.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Both of you
Have a good
made
night.
a difference in our lives today. Have a good night. To have a good
Thank you,
day and
beautiful.
keep safe. Okay, keep
Yes,
safe.
ma'am. You
Thank you.
too.
You do the same. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye bye. I just have to leave. Oh, and there it is. Stop sharing. And
And for our audience, you can claim your certificate using the step 4. As you can see, there is a code needed to claim your certificate. You just need to type the code IGP 9991. So you can claim your certificate. Remember, without the code, no one is eligible for certificates. So please take note on our code. I will also take note on the code. So for today's program name, Mental Health for Educators, and the code is IGP 9991. So remember, just type that code so you can claim your certificate. Make sure that you are already enrolled in today's program entitled Mental Health for Educators. I hope that you will stay with us in our next webinar, in the upcoming webinars. Just keep yourself posted by following the IGP page. To Mambi Bet Achwela, welcome, always welcome from IGP, and also please stay safe. I hope that everyone already claimed their certificates. If there are some issues, it is because of the maximum users claiming their certificate. So we just need to wait. Sir Raul Gina, always welcome too. Evelyn the Divas, you just got your certificate. Congratulations and thank you for staying with us, even though we spend a lot of time. I hope that you learned a lot from our webinar session today. Ma'am Ninfa Abawag, welcome and good night also. To Carmela Jean, thank you very much. You downloaded your certificate. That's nice. Thank you. And for Muhammad Nazri Isa, bye bye too. We hope to be with you again in our next webinar. So there's a certification link pinned in the comment section. You just need to click that certificate. MES, maybe we can suggest your webinar topic that you want, facilitating students with understanding difficulties. Maybe we can work on that. Once again the code will be IGP 9991. Always welcome, Carmela Jane. So please save the date. It's not yet announced, but of course, it is possible that the next topic with Mom Yo and Mom Nisha will be students' mental health. So the question and answer session will be there's no question and answer session, but we will have the guarantee to be with Mom Yo and Mom Nisha, of course. All right, so that's all for today. I hope that you enjoy the rest of the evening. Thank you so much for spending time with us. Thank you for following Institute of Global Professionals. Remember to stay calm and embrace positivity because as educators, we should keep our mental health strong and well. To Marisa Gumabong, wala pong anuman or welcome po Ka Marisa. All of you, please keep safe and don't forget to share with your friends and community the IGP that brings us to one goal, it is learning together. Thank you all for developing fixed mindset. Thank you for staying and being patient due to the different restrictions of StreamYard. We had a problem with Facebook, but still, you went to YouTube. So, thank you so much. So, remember to leave a review, check in, and recommend on our page and spread the information to your friends and community. Don't forget to collect your e certificate from our website mentioned below. We hope to see you all again in the upcoming webinars brought to you by Institute of Global Professionals. To Ma'am Mirafe Timbang, welcome and good night also. Thank you for joining our session today. To Janeline Barba, always welcome too. Thank you all for joining our session for today. I hope that you are all well and safe. Remember that even in these times of pandemic, there should always be a reason for us to keep our mind bright and happy. Once again, I am your host for the evening, Lersha L. Pelaez from New Era University, Quezon City, Philippines. Signing out. Stay safe, everyone. Goodbye.